so happy to be here on a Monday evening. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the host of Outlaw Radio, the architect of Chocolate City, the militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach, Negro Whisperer. So welcome to the show, man. Like I said, we've been off since last Wednesday. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a number attached to the show, 262-202-5131. Hop in the chat room. Let's make it go. I'm not alone, as you can tell. I have my co-pilot with me, Mr. Carter. How are you doing today?
I'm well today. How's everybody else doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coach, teacher, hood, healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, there goes the CMOS man. There you go. It brings you House of Vitality. Y'all come on down. Let's get this show cracking, man.
Yes, and if you are familiar with what we do, then you know we are on Mondays and Wednesdays normally, unless, something arises that prevents that. But normally we're on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we choose to cut the machine off. So share the show, hit like. I guess you're supposed to give me stars or something. I don't know. I'm on social media, but I'm not of social media. I got my other homeboy in the house tonight, man. We got another co-pilot joining the panel. My brother Fonzarelli, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Shit getting back on track, so we're just gonna keep that momentum going.
There you go. Hey, if you ain't know, you should know. You should absolutely support black businesses in this city. It's very important if you are a person of color to support your own. I keep talking about the value and the validity of this new black media. It's all over the place. I mean, there's something for everyone. Like there's whatever your flavor is, you can find it. I would say be careful because some of it's just for shits and giggles. Be entertained, be informed, be enlightened, be empowered, right? But whatever you do, support your own, right? So that's what I say. Brothers like Kamar, support House of Vitality at the Sherman Phoenix. Hit me up for some of this apparel. Jeff Crape, I got yours. It's going to be in the air. Jeff, you never sent me your address. Can't really ship the apparel without an address, my brother. And if you want to get some apparel, these zip-up hoodies or the pullover hoodies, just holler at me. Just holler at me. If you need Kamar's information, just holler at him. He's on the panel, right? We ain't got to talk about him. We'll talk to him. Jeff said, I love your product. We're going to talk in a day or two. There you go. It's like I said. Nobody going to do for us except for us. And if you think anything other than that, you are what I would define as a naive Negro. So you definitely need to listen to the show, man. Crazy weekend once again for me. Like I said, we did a show last Wednesday, but we haven't been on since. So I have to start by saying, Kamar, how was your weekend?
Man, my weekend was great. My weekend was great. It was relaxing. It was busy. Saturday, it was popping up at the Sherman Phoenix. The sisters, the Deltas, they came down. They had a party down there. The Q Dogs came and showed up. And then they packed the house up down there. They know how to go party, man. And they spend some money, too.
I was just going to say, I know you must have enjoyed it because they zip, slash.
Chain.
There we go. Got bills to pay around this motherfucker. That's dope, man. That's dope. And then, of course, Sunday, you just downtime, or you just like, man.
Sunday, my Sundays, I get around and go get supplies. That's my supply. Well, actually, every day is my supply day. But Sunday is the day I dedicate for supplies and stuff like that. So, and then Mondays, I'm in this house working, getting everything together.
Right.
For the week.
Rumble, young man, rumble. That's what's up, man. Rail, how was your weekend? You said you was getting back on track. What's good with it?
Oh yeah, man. Shit, I got these cabinets painted, got these knobs on, shit, got this flow down. I'm starting to walk through my upstairs and I'll be thinking like, damn, do I want to rent this motherfucker out again? I swear, like, I love people, man, but and you know, I get it falls on me. I have to learn how to be a better landlord because you know, when you have more of the same problem than one time, then you got to look at you. And I think I bring the deadbeat out of people. So I just gotta they fuck around and have more stories than rent, man. So I just was upstairs like, man, shit, I might just start get some CBD and meditation going, some puffing and meditating seminars upstairs. If I do that enough times a month, should I cover that mortgage?
Okay. Okay. I mean, you know, ingenuity is key, right?
Right.
Trying to say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Uh, you know, like I said, mine was smooth. Just my son's had basketball games, and then he had football practice. So, you know, it's funny how somebody else can occupy more of your time than you do. And then you think about it like, wait a minute, goddamn it. So there's no football on Sunday. So I, you know, just watching television and whatnot. And then I got busy again with him with a concert. It's just all kinds of stuff. But you know, other than that, it was smooth, man. It was smooth. I'm luckily and I'm blessed enough to live in an area where I don't hear gunshots all the time, right? I don't hear a lot of the noise I like sometimes I hear, you know, I don't live that far out, but my surroundings are pretty serene. So it's cool. I can just chill, right? Especially when it's warmer or milder temperatures like we've been having in Milwaukee, which is a trip, right? If you live here, you from here. I mean, you have a 70-degree day and then a 20-degree day, and then it's 50, 50, 50, 60, 60. You're like, whoa, this is some nice shit right here. I'm enjoying this, right? So, you know, I'm the type of person I like to be outside. I like to be outside at night, you know, just chilling wherever I'm at. So it was a cool weekend, man. And we were talking about last week the Ninja Turtle, right? And we kind of made a joke about it. And shout out to the Juice Lady. She was on and she was talking about it was uniting people in Milwaukee. And Kamar kind of made like a kind of joke, like that shit ain't uniting nobody, like, right? But my son put me up on one of these because there's a lot of young podcasters. You know, I should expect that, but there's a lot of young black people in the city who have podcasts, right? I don't necessarily listen to them, but they're out there. So he's showing me one with the young lady who is, unless she was lying, she was part of how this Ninja Turtle thing got started. And it was supposedly something that was given to someone who was feeling bad and it made them happy. So he called her and wanted to get another one. And then they had it and they posed somewhere with it and it just went crazy. So there's actually 4 different ones, I guess. And they have like Milwaukee names like Loey and Leo and Money Getting Mikey or some shit like that. And like people have really jumped on this wanting to be seen with the Ninja Turtle. It's a trend. So if it's as long as it ain't blowing somebody's head off or running them over with a car, I'm good with it.
Right.
So I guess, you know, because we still had some shootings over the weekend. We'll talk about some of that stuff I call nigger shit. I'm sorry. I don't know no other way to define it. And I shouldn't even say that, but that's what I'll define it as for the sake of Outlaw Radio. Nigger shit. So we had that. And you know, I look at it like anything that's good should be celebrated. Now I don't care what it is. I'm willing to celebrate it. Jeff, I got your information. I'll get these on a truck expeditiously. Shout out to Stephanie Bowles in the chat room. Stephanie, how you doing? Y'all share the show. Get in the chat room. call a line, whatever. How was your weekend, right? What's in your wallet? Um, now
Right.
the big news, I guess, for me, because I don't have much of a social life in terms of like going out. I don't know the cracking his clubs and bars, but it was the state of the city address by our mayor. Before I go on my rant, did any one of y'all get to see any parts of his state of the city speech? Okay.
I
Nah,
wasn't
I
trying to
didn't.
see it.
Okay.
I already know what the city is.
Okay.
I don't need a press conference to tell me what the state of the city is.
Okay. I see in the chat room, Ewok said, "Yo, Stephanie." She said, "Good evening." Well, what? First of all, it's voting season, right? And so he has he has an election coming up for the general election, which at this point it looks like he's going to breeze through. He 92% of the vote in the primary. Um, but the state of the city is a speech that is given every year to talk about where the city is business wise. And so, Kamar, we're always talking about an agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the state of the city speech is supposedly a synopsis of what's going on in the city right now and what's planned for moving forward. So in essence, it's somewhat of an agenda, a city agenda, right? I see you, Michael S. Harper, my brother. We got to get you back, Michael Harper for county comptroller, y'all. Y'all got to get with this brother. So the normal subjects came up, and it's his chance to say, "Here's where it's at. Here's where we're moving." My problem with everything is that, for all intents and purposes, he seems generic to me. And I know that the plan is not necessarily to inform, right? I know the plan is for you to get out there and make people feel good about voting for you. But I still did not get any specifics about any of the issues. Okay. And I went back, I looked at the Journal Sentinel, I read their takes from it, and I said, well, this answers nothing. For me, it didn't answer anything. And once again, the biggest thing that they are patting themselves on the back for is this tax increase and these supposed benefits. And you see all these big numbers thrown around. They don't necessarily explain what the breakdown of, well, we're anticipating $200 million in revenue. Well, because of this tax increase, we're going to be able to pay more police. We're going to be able to pay more firefighters. We're going to be able to have cleaner city services. And I'm just thinking about, but what about the poverty in your city? What about the problem you have with poverty? I literally heard no plan to address poverty. Even when it came to violence, man, this brother said, well, because this year murder and I guess violent crimes, homicide and violent crimes went down, I guess about 15% in the city, but they are still astronomical to the numbers that we had prior to COVID. And of course, you got to blame COVID, right? Everything you blame COVID. Man, my foot is bad. Ain't nothing been right since COVID. Everything COVID, every politician blames COVID for everything. So he said, well, we want the city to be safe. And we're going to once again, it's that we're going to be working on some initiatives for anti-violence in the community. But we want the city to be safe. And I'm thinking, at the time you doing this speech, they just had a shooting in somebody fired a gun in the Brown Deer Walmart parking lot. You got 5 people shot, teenagers, 1 dead like a week prior. I'm like, bro, what you gonna do? What's your plan? Didn't really hear one. Didn't really hear.
Just chilling.
Right. There you go. Right, man, from the 5th floor, right?
Nah.
And then, like, even with the lead pipe, it was like a generalized, fluffy statement about, lead pipe laterals. And I got to get Robert Miranda on, because I would love to hear Robert Miranda from Flack. I would love to hear hear Robert's take on this speech. Kenneth Houston, he said, "What's up? How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the show. Y'all share the show, share the show, share the show." Mama Jenkins, we missed each other. I'm right around the corner from you. I had to get you this hoodie. She said, "Good evening, my outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do." As for little buddy state of the city, he forgot about the paper that he held up with the plan. It was all bullshit, and whoever put that shit together for him should be ran out of the city ASAP. It was the most generic. I'm like, he literally has, sometimes you see politicians and they have charisma. They have, they're very good orators. They can really layer the bullshit in a way that people be like, man, that's just, I don't know what he meant, but that shit sounded good. No, like everything he talked about, it was like blah blah blah. It was, and of course he's cruising when you get 92% of the primary vote, right? He's on cruise control. So you're like, nah, yeah, we want to make it safer. His goal, what he's saying is his goal is to turn Milwaukee into more of a tourist attraction. He says he wants to grow Milwaukee, like he wants to increase the population. Well, how do you do that in a state that's 86% white, and legislatively we're dominated? And when people come to the city of Milwaukee, our population here we live in dire conditions. So you're not talking about attracting black people to the city. What you're talking about is gentrifying the city and having more and more people say, hey, this is a good spot. Let's go and take it. See, that's what I'm saying. He continues to be a soldier for gentrification. He's not a gentrification supporter. He's a gentrification soldier. He go hard in the paint for the shit. So, it's in the People's News Network, right? It's in the People's News Network. And I heard and I'm not from Memphis. I said heard. I didn't say I heard. I heard everything except for an economic development plan. I didn't hear anything about, and I know MPS is not under his jurisdiction, but at the same time, you have to be able to speak to the entirety of the problems. So I didn't hear anything that you had on tap specifically for youngsters to help with the literacy rate. I didn't hear you address the infant mortality rate. All I hear is that we raised taxes. We raised y'all taxes. Ha ha, we raised your taxes. Hey, we built some buildings downtown that none of y'all can really work at unless you mopping this motherfucker. Right? So I'm a little I'm disappointed at us that we're not more vocal about him and his lack of leadership. This really is turning into Obama 2.0. As long as he looked like us, right? We all good. Kenneth Houston says if they could, they would move all black people out of the inner city and let all the white people move in. That's what you call gentrification. Except you do it in a way where you just keep elevating the costs to stay there till the people who are there can no longer afford to live there. And of course, when they vacate the premises, then you bring in, those other people. And all gentrifiers are not white. I know white people bear the brunt of most of the blame of all the business that we discuss, but it's not all of them. They are, believe me, they're the engineers because they're going to get the contracts to rebuild the infrastructure. But, I'm still not going to vote for him. And I don't care if he wins. He will not get my vote. I will vote for Fred G. Sanford. Get the fuck out of here before I vote for dude, man. I'm more disappointed in his, because you black elected officials get scared to address us. They get scared to get up there and say, I want to do this for the people. I'm riding through the north side and I'm looking at the poverty in the community. I'm looking at the blighted properties. I'm looking at the crime rate. I need to do something specifically for this community. They're scared to say it. A white person, a white liberal can come along and say it, and they'll be like, yes, oh, whoa, what a great leader. But if he do it, then the good white folks turn against him. God damn it, Mr. Johnson. You don't need them. So, I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Shout out to Fletch from EPU Personal Defense, our sponsor. You see it on the screen. EPUSDS.com. EPUSDS.com. Fletch, you hit big with the pitch contest. I'm hearing. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this out loud. I gotta wait. When Kamar comes back, I'll ask him. I don't know the rules of the contest. Kamar, I was shouting out Fletch, and we can talk
Yeah,
about it.
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, he was this month's winner. You
Okay.
know, December gonna come and he gonna go down there and win that 10,000. You know what I mean? That's how it works.
There you go. There you
This
go.
ain't TV. This is real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real time. Real time.
Shout out to Fletch, man. Shout out to Fletch.
Hey, Fletch, that money really hit your account, man. That money really hit your account, Fletch.
Brothers collect a lot of stuff. Kamar collects big ass checks.
Yeah.
You should see my big ass check collection, right? Come downstairs. Let me show you my big ass check.
Right.
What is he talking about?
Got something to show you.
Right. You want to see something, right? No, what's you acting weird? Come
You ever
on.
see the check this big?
Ain't about the number. It's really about the size.
Right. It's really a big check. Just a big ass check.
Yes, sir. He said word. So congratulations, man. And I'm glad that Fletch came to me and said, man, I want to sponsor Outlaw Radio. And you know, he's bought apparel in the past, so I know it's a brother who's about us. And so I'm glad that he selected our platform to say, hey man, let me get with y'all. Shout out to Eddie Silas, Prolific Firearms, man. Shout out to Eagle Eye Shaw. All that stuff is coming together in the background while people ain't watching. So shout out to Fletch. Congratulations. Mark Ross says gentrification has always been the end game. All he's doing is making it sound good while people of color that own homes will face higher taxes, which will make it harder for us to stay where we are, while at the same time they move in. Gentrification, people. It's our theme word for tonight. Like Sesame Street, when they have a word of the day, ours is gentrification, right? Use that in a sentence. Mayor Johnson apparently loves gentrification. There you go. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, of course, that's the end game. And you ask people who own property, who pay property taxes, how the taxes have increased at crazy rates for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And so once again, you start to move the goal and the achievement of home ownership for Black people. You start to move that further and further away from them. You know, we live in renter dominated neighborhoods. And you wonder why our communities are the way they are, is because, you know, there's no real ownership in some cases. You know, people just like, this ain't my shit. And dude won't come fix nothing. I don't care about this goddamn house. It's like, whatever. So, you know, those are the end games that we face, but we still just chilling. Oh, he Black though. He Black. We got to vote for him. He's Black. He Black. Right? Mama Jenkins said, another thing, why the hell did he rehearse his Sunday like he was at church, at a church pulpit? Shameful. I'm with you, Kev. He will not be getting my vote. I would hope that I would love to see a coalition. And I always say this, and it makes me miss the brother more. Chris Johnson and myself always talked about a Black political action committee and formulating that and putting that together so that there's always a voice and there's always a pipeline of information going to Black voters, just so that they can be informed about what's going on. And unfortunately, he passed before we were able to kind of bring it to the table, but it still can happen. I still know people who are, you know, fully supportive of that, so it can still happen. Dion in the chat room, he said, well, I think he means what up, Black men? I think that's what he means. Kenneth Houston says, I wish that could happen. I do too. Like I really want Black people to care. And I get why in some cases we don't. I'm not lost by the fact that most Black people here are disillusioned with this city, right? They are disillusioned with the leadership. And a lot of them feel totally powerless in terms of, you know, how decisions are made. But I think to those people, I would say understand how the system works. And if we demand accountability and we don't get it, then we can expose whatever's preventing it, therefore solving one problem so we can go after the next. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, so if we're voicing our concerns and we get together and we say, no, we know for a fact we voted this way and this is what we wanted, and there's still a fly in the buttermilk, then we'll turn tail on them and expose that. These are the people who are blocking us. And then that way we'll just be able to move forward. Every time we got to knock down one of them little hills, we'll knock. So call in if you watched it. Regardless of how you feel, Kamar and Rel, you both are fathers in the city. You both live here. Kamar, you're a business owner. So you have to be somewhat aware of some of his policies. So while you may not have really gone through it like a fine-tooth comb like myself, what do you and this is not a loaded question, especially when I ask Kamar, because I almost know what he's gonna say, right? But on a different level, and like I said, as a business owner, Kamar, our city government and our leadership has to put certain things in place so your business can thrive, right? If they decide to pass a quirky law or something and it kills one of your initiatives, then it hurts your business. So when you think about our leadership, what would you say needs to be done? Like how, because something has to be done.
Well, it need to be changed. It need new leaders. It need new people. Because these are the same people, we just talked about this on the show. These are the same people that was in office before. We talked about it like when we wound up with all the black people that's in office, and we talked about that. And I said, well, ain't nothing going to change because it's all the same people. And they ain't got no reason to change. So we need to change the people.
Does the fact that, and I know, as first of all, as a business, a small business owner and a black business owner, this is a real good time to be involved in this because there's a lot of money out there for you. There's a lot of grants and a lot of things you could take advantage of to help you work with a business. But at the same time, if safety is an issue, if you have a business in a community where people are scared to even come to your business because they don't want to get robbed in the, or they don't want to get busted in the head getting in the car, or you in there doing your business and it's a shootout down the street, right. All that knocks you off.
I get what you're saying, but you know what I mean? Being a business owner, it's your responsibility to put your business in a place so it can be safe, so that your customers can be safe. It's your responsibility. Like you can move. Or, before you even move to that area, the area before you go into it. If you know your customer base, the type of area your customer is going to be willing to come to. You know what I'm saying? So this is like a business owner has to think about that a lot. Has to think about that before they decide where they want to put their business first. But then let's say you get a business and the area goes bad. You know what I mean? And now you got leadership in there where, okay, well, now we need somebody to do something. And that's hard because, see, like at this point, it's all we know that we can do is vote. You know what I mean? But if the majority ain't voting the way we voting, what else can we do now? Mm-hmm. Or if the majority ain't even voting. Let's say that, because that's what's going on.
Not voting. Right. Okay, so check this out, though. Your business is in the Sherman Phoenix, and it's a unique position because the police station is right there. But that area,
but that don't mean nothing.
That's right. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. That area is hot. It always has been. Right now, there are some people, come on. There are some people who would love to support you. And we know this to be true, but they're scared to come to the area because the area has a reputation. That affects your bottom line. So that business is there and you're doing what you need to do, but the environment in most of our communities is so crazy that where are you going to put a business at where people are really safe? Unless you're downtown, because that's what Mayor Johnson and his people protect. You feel me? Unless you on goddamn Wisconsin Avenue or some shit like that, and
Well,
I'm just saying.
We need to figure out how to get downtown then. Shit.
When your ass get down there, then that's when they'll make up rules and be like, oh shit, here come Kamar. Here come Kamar and his juice. We got to make up a rule.
Yeah.
Kamar, you can't burn incense in here. Like, it'll be some real frivolous shit like that. Like, it's like,
yeah, it's always something, man. They always got something up their sleeve, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, because what I'm taking from your statement is that it is very important for business owners to be proactive in each and every aspect of their business. Right. I gotta be careful where I set up. I mean, your own personal safety, because God forbid you get robbed.
Yeah, because I got to go there.
Right. So, and they know I'm coming up out of here at the end of the day, whatever, it's like, we is. And so I'm saying at a certain point, leadership has to be responsible and accountable. And our public safety, our safety in our community, like, I couldn't even believe that this dude was really like, well, community is getting safer. Like, he didn't even really address it. Nor did I hear him address his bump outs or the effectiveness of them. I would think if this was something that you brought to the table, you surely would want to big up it when you're in your state of the city. Like, oh, I got traffic safer. We put these bump outs out here. It's all good. Mama Jenkins said, plus people do not have family supporting jobs, and most cannot afford to buy a home. And they got property owners like Barada, who's collecting rent assistance and paying no taxes. It's all effed up. She said, as far as us taxpayers in this city are concerned, you're right. You're right. The whole thing with the way that has happened, he didn't really address that either. even which was the funniest part. This brother, and we've talked about the problems that the housing authority and HUD here, the Fed investigation where they said they were on the line of corruption and fraud. Like they were on the line. Basically, they were about to fraud. They were frauding the people. Now they said almost, so we know that means they was wide open, to the point where they are being run by a third party now. And this dude said, I know they trying to do some stuff. I know they trying. I done talked to some people who said everything looking good. Mr. Mayor, I would challenge you to go into Hillside, go into West Lawn, where they just were complaining about, and these are brand new buildings, this rat infestation. Go into these housing complexes or these residencies and talk to the people. Talk to them, ask them, has it gotten better? Is it looking better? I guarantee you they say, hell no. But in your state of the city, see, to me, that means you will duck accountability. You won't tell the people what's real. And some of us are just so dumb, we're still going to go and vote for you. It's just stupid. Let me see. John Fletcher said we can train our own security for the Sherman Phoenix Center. You could. But I always feel like then now it's us versus the people. Because what happens when a 16 or a 17-year-old's up there in the lot getting wild, and you gotta give them that old man Otis.
Well, then you gotta give them that old man Otis.
They said at 5 to 10, I'm about to be whooping on your ass for 5 to 10 minutes.
Hey. Whatever happens to the young blood for fucking up in the community. That's just how it go.
Yeah, but when his people come, now we got a whole thing now. It ain't just him.
Right.
Now his cousins, his uncles, his mob, his neighborhood. Man, please, ain't gonna be no money made here. Spot hot. People like, I'm not going up there.
Maybe not. I mean, that's kind of far-fetched. We are just
wait. Is it far-fetched to think that security wouldn't have to deal with somebody outside messing around and maybe have to get fit? That's far-fetched to think that could happen.
Yeah, anything could happen, but it's far-fetched to just pinpoint anywhere, because it could happen anywhere. Just like we was talking about violence on 27th and Burleigh, could happen anywhere. And I was trying, hold on. Y'all was trying to minimize me, saying I'd rather be on Mayfair and Burleigh than Burleigh, and y'all was saying trouble can happen anywhere. So I'm just saying it can happen anywhere. So don't just point it out and say, this is Because
You're right.
hold
No,
on.
no, no. You're right. You're right.
Because
You're
my
right.
situation was a lot more definite.
You're right, but you're right. But here's the caveat. You're right. It can happen anywhere. And it has happened everywhere. And there has been a security guard. We got security guards who've been murdered at businesses in the city. So, and it ain't just like you said. So it's not far-fetched. And when you put security in place, it almost guarantees the likelihood that it'll happen, is what I'm saying. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. What do? You just got to take that chance, like you say. End of the day, I want the owners and the customers to be safe. So, little dog, you about to get hands put on you.
And also, you know what I mean? The thing is, we got to live fearless, man. I'm not finna live in fear. I'm not finna be living worrying about if something happened here, something happened there. I'm just gonna be mindful of where I go and where I be. You know what I mean? I'll be in places where stuff are less likely to happen. And that's all we can do. We can control what we can control.
I think my point is, if we had leadership that worked very hard to make our community, or not because they can't make it by themselves, but there are things that can be done to make the community safer. And there's a lack of investment.
That question was answered because I said we need new leaders.
There's also
that's gonna do something.
There's a lot of people who won't invest, and I've heard this because we got how much vacant retail property, commercial property in the city, blocks and blocks and blocks of it. And I've heard so many times, like, I'm not going down there opening up no goddamn business. And when I work for V100, I'm really flexing now, y'all. Like when I worked for V100, right? And I would go into smaller stores, in particular on Burleigh, on Center, on Fond du Lac, on North Avenue. What all those people would tell me is, look, I would love to invest, but do you realize I done had 3 break-ins in the last month? Like, I done had to replace this window. I done had to get merchandise. I just really don't have no money. I don't have no money to invest. Come back in a month. Hopefully I can go, a couple months and make some money and not have to deal with these break-ins. So the crime is a factor in the investment of our city. When you gentrify it and then you come through and force everybody out, now you can come open a nice coffee shop. Now you can come and open you a nice flower shop or whatever. And you sit on the sidewalk and drink lattes. But it's gentrified at that point. They done got all our asses up out of there. Let me see. And I like that point, John. I'm glad you said y'all can train security. At some point, I'm sure they would. They have to get some security, or maybe they
got security up there.
Okay, there you go. I thought I seen somebody walking through there one time looking like he knew karate.
They got armed security in there.
Okay.
I mean, and that's all you can do. You know what I mean? We live in a time where it is what it is. You know what I mean? And the only thing we can do is get new leaders to answer your question. You know what I mean? But the problem is we can't get them people out of office.
We can't get them people out of office. I'm laughing because of how you said it. It's just like, man, are we really that defeated? Is it really time to give up and say fuck it?
No, I'm not saying give up either.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I ain't saying give up either. I'm just saying we got to be fearless in our endeavors and be smart. You know what I mean? You're going to open a business, be smart about it. You know, you may need some security, so you do what you can do for your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need that care and conceal. You get you somebody in there that can hold that pistol. Somebody come in there on some bullshit, shoot their ass. Well, man. I mean, it is what it is, dog. I mean, it ain't nothing. That ain't harsh. What's harsh is the flip side of what you were saying. Them motherfuckers coming and doing some shit. Now, me defending myself ain't harsh.
It's
that's not tragic.
It's not harsh, but it could be very sad. I think that it could, like I said, if it is a youngster.
See, and that's again. There we go.
I don't want to. Well, listen, hold on. I don't want to see no black man get killed. I don't want to see no black man kill no other black man. So if the little youngster was out of pocket and you blasted him, you wouldn't be wrong, but it would still be sad and tragic if you had to do it. It would still be sad.
It wouldn't be tragic because that motherfucker deserved it.
Okay.
I won't feel bad. Listen, Kevin, I won't feel bad. If I got to shoot a motherfucker for fucking with my shit, I won't feel bad at all. If I got to shoot a motherfucker for threatening me or somebody in my house, I won't feel bad. It's not tragic.
I would feel bad
It's
if
tragic for his family.
It's very
But
tragic.
fuck him, because he's out of order.
And I would still feel bad, like, damn, I had to shoot a 17-year-old for trying to rob my goods. God damn. I had to kill a little 17-year-old nigga.
I ain't gonna let that fuck with my conscience, because you know what I mean? According to God's law, I'm good.
Old Testament. Oh, cut his hand off. He
So
stole something.
no, I'm not finna let it fuck with my conscience.
Ace don't know what's going on. He said, "Who we talking about?" I just got back home. I was talking about
nobody in particular,
right? Everybody and nobody, right? Like
right.
everybody and nobody. Right?
Talking shit and swallowing spit, man.
If the shoe fits, buy a matching purse. No, I'm talking about Mayor Johnson's State of the City speech. Stephanie Bowe said, "Do you think the accident he was in was a setup or plan?" I don't know. I think somebody had to be really thirsty to set up a car. I'm not setting up no car accident where I get hit. Like, I'm gonna come through the intersection and then you just ram me. Don't hit me hard. No, I'm not participating in that scam. I thought I was going slower. You done broke your whole shit. John Fletcher said at some point it will have to be like that. That's where we have to learn the law so you can handle yourself legally. That's why I want Eddie Silas to come on here, because he gave me some information about gun owner insurance that will, get you a lawyer and have money dedicated to pay your bail, and because you're gonna have to go through this process, right. So I'm gonna bring it down to the studio. It's upstairs. I was hoping we'd have done the first episode of Trigger Happy TV by now, and the NRA is a archaic antique model, and it's some set up by old white man. So this is supposedly the new hotness, and it's based here in Wisconsin. I'll get the information. He said, John Fletcher said, most security are not trained, just part in place for show. I don't know. I had a nice little brawl with a bunch of security guards one time at a bar. That was fun, but I'm not gonna say I won. They didn't seem to be too professional when they was hitting me in my shit. So I was like, do I deserve this? That's what I was thinking. Like, do I deserve this? And I probably did on some levels, but hey man, it was the hell to take to the captain. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people could have got hurt. And that's why I was telling Kamar about, you do something to somebody, you say, I was doing my job. Dude was rowdy. He fired on me, so we jumped him. So you say that nigga deserved to get stomped out. But wasn't nobody talking to the 20 or 25 cats I had in my house the next day saying, nah, man, this is what we gonna do. This ain't finna just ride. It was me saying, no, because my ever-loving sense of accountability, I knew I basically started the shit, right? Like, it was me with my being belligerent. So I said, no, we cool. And they were mad at me. A lot of them was mad at me. Like, Kev, you can't, man. So Milwaukee is a small city, 6 degrees of separation, man. People, instantly, a couple of my guys knew where different brothers who worked there as baby mamas lived and all kinds of stuff. Like, we just grab dude, you come over there, and I'm like, no, man, y'all taking this further than it needs to be taken, right? You gonna take a parking lot brawl to goddamn federal kidnapping, murder, torture, and homicide. Like,
that'd be the thing when you deal with nigga moments, like just like the Boondock said. Mm-hmm. When you deal with nigga moments, you can't control them shits. There's really people who ain't got shit better to do in their day than to participate in bullshit. Like, so that be the reality of, like, just like at the school shit. My daughter told me some dude came up there trying to fight, like, the girls that fought his daughter. And it just made me think about, like, I don't know what situation that was going on, but you hear it a lot about how parents will come up to a school when there's drama going on, but I don't know. It just seems like sometimes people are more willing to show up
but they don't want to go
for the fight or for the brawl. They don't want
to go to school when their kid don't know how to do the math work,
right? Or just the or they wait till it come to a head before they become active. But now they beyond the point of discussion. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like, I try to avoid the shit, period, because you can't control it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You you snatch up a little dude for being in your shit, and he got 2 cars of people who ain't got shit better to do.
Right.
They ain't got no reason to live. They ain't got no job. They ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
And this shit is fun to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I think about.
They don't even know no better.
Right. You know,
these be their ways of conflict resolution.
Right. And like you said, because they don't know no better, they just a little tribe of hard heads, and it's like, oh shit, it's time to put. You know, you hear like man, I'm 40 now, and in my 30s, I was hearing people still talking about, oh, because I pull up. It's like whenever I hear motherfuckers say that shit, it's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like whenever a motherfucker talk about how they'll pull up, it's like, oh, okay, you must ain't got shit to lose. You must be broke. You must don't pay a mortgage. You probably barely pay your rent, because when you got shit to lose, you ain't that excited to pull up to bullshit and drama.
Right. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, you know what though, and that's true. But I can say I still have some family members, I still have some friends who will say, I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
But I rock with you to the point where I can't see you take that L. And so really, Kamar, you know, it's like they say, it ain't what you do, is how you do it.
Right.
And so one of the things that comes with getting older in this game is I know better now. Because now I do got something to lose.
Right.
I can handle my business.
Right.
So, I'm just saying, make the shit hard to solve. It's, you know, we ain't the days when we gonna jump your ass at Capitol Court. It ain't gonna be nothing like that.
Right.
It'll be a well-conceived, and when they do catch us, they say this shit was beyond premeditated. These motherfuckers had Google Map views. God damn, these niggas is precision like military. I'm just saying, man, I can't.
Right.
We've had this discussion as well, because I know, like you said, I've had partners who say, "Don't get it twisted, Kev. Man, I still ride for you," and I'm like, bro, you got grandkids. I wouldn't want to be the one who got granddaddy locked up. Like my granddaddy went with his dumbass friend. these niggas think they in Belly in 1999 and shit. They gonna shoot up the goddamn club, all on the security cameras and shit. Yeah, that same nigga do a crime and he go to run and his face be like clear on the camera. Like,
well, you know, it's just as simple, like I just said. You know what I mean? Like I said, don't fuck with nobody I love. You fuck with somebody I love, I might have to do something to you. I gotta protect them, and I ain't gonna feel bad. That's the same thing with them brothers. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Right.
I don't care how conscious you are, how positive or righteous you are. What's righteous is self-preservation.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying, little buddy, who is the problem, who started all this shit. You want to be able to reason with them people and say, but dude, your cousin, man. But they at that point, they like, yeah, but this fam, I can't. You know, and like Rail said,
then it's time to get strategic.
There's a mixture.
Well, now it's time to get strategic again.
There's a mixture of those people who don't got nothing to lose.
Right.
So I got a couple cousins who don't got shit.
You see, you know, the thing is, you know what I mean? You got motherfuckers that make a bunch of changes, but that motherfucker's still in there.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
That motherfucker's still in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You just don't know what day he driving.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But then that
you need
also
that. You know what I mean? You need your lower self and you need your higher self. You just have to know how to control your lower self.
Okay.
Your lower self keep you alive.
Survival instinct.
Right. It don't go away. You just build upon it.
Right.
But it's still your foundation. You know, you can't get high without the low.
Hey, man.
But it goes back to what we was talking about before, or how we, or what basically what we talk about a lot is, how can there be a change if there, like real shit, there is no change without the collateral damage, because there are people in the community that look like us that are a detriment to the community. Yeah. So there is no way of repairing the community until those people that look like us that are a detriment are addressed. So when they're addressed, you know, people don't take that shit lightly. It may come down to physical stuff. It may come down to losses, unfortunately. And then now you got a community uh gathering together with their picket signs and stuff because another black man had to lay down a black man who was infraction doing infractions. You know, so
that was my point, Rail.
It's a catch-22 because we
Yeah.
can't fix this shit without some casualties. And
Unfortunately.
then is the neighborhood gonna be boycotting because the neighborhood menace got killed?
Sometimes. And that's what I was saying about the tragedy. First of all, I believe anytime a black man takes another black man's life, it is tragic, no matter what the circumstances are. And I understand, like you talk about that survival instinct, was like, brother, it was me or him. I had to do what I had to do. Totally get that, because I'm along that mantra as well. But it's still a sad situation where the conditions in our community have led to the point where one of my biggest oppositions that I face is you, and you look just like me. And I might have to lay your ass down as I would a crazy white supremacist or a crazy skinhead who ran up on me on, well, you know, I have to treat you the same. And so that's sad to me. That's sad. Not in the sense that I'm crying tears, but it's just like, damn, man, I done had to blow a nigga away. Fuck. I ain't gonna never be able to get all this goddamn blood out the carpet. I done had to shoot the nigga in my living room.
Like,
right. You gotta move. Every time I sit in that living room, I'm like, I can't stop seeing it. And I want people to understand, killing somebody, I know we watch a lot of TV and a lot of news.
Right.
It ain't that simple for a normal person to just upstrap, pow. Like I know dudes who done had to draw on somebody and they shot in the ground or up in the air, and you think, why you didn't shoot him? He was right there. And then I know people who pulled it out and shot the person. You say, damn, why you shoot him? I didn't think you were really gonna shoot him. Like, so it's a certain kind of mental conundrum that you have to be in to really take. I think under the gun, if I'm thinking this person might kill me, my kids, everybody, it'll be a little bit easier for me to do that business then. But just on average, I'm not walking around saying I kill a motherfucker. I carry my gun with me every day because I'm a cowboy. Nigga, draw down in the sun and in sundown in town. Like it ain't that romantic. Mama Jenkins says you are not going to be able to afford the overhead expenses of having a business downtown. Little buddy looked real stupid reciting that speech, and Hillside is next to be bulldozed. Those raggedy ass block buildings are history next door to the Fiserv Forum and the downtown penthouses. Well, we got a national convention, the Republican National Convention coming. That's something else that he's very happy about, which is crazy because he's a Democrat. But when it comes to that money, that's why we always say both of them are the same. They can agree on that money. A Democratic city want that RNC bad as hell. People don't think that's ironic. That's crazy. That is absolutely retarded. So you got to pay attention to that. You have to pay attention to that. Stephanie says they need to put snipers on the roof and not just on the ground. So we need sniper cops. Damn.
For like everyday things, or
that's what she meant. Like, yeah. I won't do it no more, Robert Harris.
Or is that the Republican thing they talk about?
No, you won't do it no more. No,
that's serious.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
That's heavy.
And this is crazy, but I'm be transparent. This is why these conversations are really sometimes therapeutic for myself. Because if I'm in my house and I hear the window break, and I hear somebody, I go look, and there's somebody in my car. And I grab my strap and say, I'm about to blow this motherfucker while he in my car.
You can't do it.
And kill him, right?
You can't do it, man.
You say, no, he was in my car.
You got to watch him take your shit.
A better way to do this is to say, I have insurance. So now it's going to go up or whatever. I'm going to have to pay, my premium and whatever. But I didn't take a life. I'd rather pay a premium and get my car fixed than shoot in the car and come to find out it's a 15-year-old boy. And it's like, damn, I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing you basically murdered a 15-year-old over a broken window on your car. Now people say, Kev, it's the principles, goddammit. He shouldn't have had his little ass in my yard. That would bother me, and I'm only speaking for Kevin. I'm only speaking for the Negro Whisperer. That would bother me because I would be looking at my son saying, what if one night he went off the path and made a mistake and, was following a friend or whatever, and I know that's not who he is, but somebody killed him. It would be a tragic situation.
I got a 19-year-old boy and an 18-year-old boy now. And one thing, ever since they was like 3 or 4, as long they was old enough to understand, one thing I instilled in them is everybody doesn't have the luxury of living through a bad decision.
This is true.
That's one thing I instilled in them all the time. Okay, before you make any decision, I look at it like this: what do I stand to lose? What do I stand to gain? Am I okay with that? It's cost versus gain. So, thankfully, my kids never went off the path. But honestly, if something happened to where they did go off the path, all I can say and know is that I told them the right way, and they were fully aware that it's a possibility of not making it out of your stupidity.
It's true. That's true, but it's still tragic nonetheless.
I mean, it definitely is tragic, but I mean,
so I have to inject myself in every equation.
Yeah.
I did some dumb shit before, right? And some shit I've done that people say, well, damn, if somebody shot you, if you got hit, it would have been bad. But just knowing that I was able to grow and evolve and become the man that I am today makes me even more confident in saying, man, I don't feel like a young person, like, should. I can't just say, oh, well, if a little 15-year-old, 16-year-old gets shot, even if he's wrong. I was talking about putting a little 10-year-old who killed his mama in Walpond, but that's his mama, though.
Hey,
mama.
Hey, again, if I'm in my house and a young motherfucker come in my house and threatening me and my family, I'm shooting him and I won't give a fuck.
Would you shoot him for breaking in your van?
In my house.
No, I'm saying, would you shoot him in the van?
No, I said no. I said my house.
Okay, so you wouldn't look.
I just said self-preservation, Kev. I'm only talking about self-preservation and preservation of my family.
There you go.
I never mentioned the car. I never mentioned doing nothing outside. Okay. Come in here and threaten me. It's over for you, and I ain't gonna feel bad.
Real, would you?
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to. When I saw that boy running from my van and my door still open, all I could do is watch him. Like, look,
that's all you can do. Just watch him take
you ain't
shit.
worth my freedom. Like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, no, that was a child. That was a child that knew what the fuck he was doing and knew the dangers of doing what he was doing.
Yep. That's why they were sneaking.
It was me not wanting to go to jail and not being able to take care of my children that stopped me. It was nothing about that boy. I look at shit like this. There are living, breathing, walking cancer out there. And yeah, you could say hopefully. I mean, that's what cancer is. It's a cell that didn't get the proper nutrition or information to become a cell that is beneficial doing its purpose. There's people out there that don't get the proper resources or education that become living, breathing cancer cells. And it's unfortunate due to circumstance, but at the end of the day, a cancer cell is dangerous and it hurts productive, beneficial cells. Right. So my thing is that 15-year-old boy that's in your car today could be in somebody's house in 10 years, 25. Now, what could have ended at 15 then progressed to him murdering or something. Yeah. I watch movies where you be like,
I'm gonna have to hold on. I gotta use the Kamar defense on that one. That's too extreme now. That's a little out there.
Hey, but you think about it though. The criminal mind. You get away with
I grew up watching movies to be like, well, they did. If you would have killed them back then, he eventually went on to become a serial killer.
Hey, but the sense in that, the sense what I saw in that is, you know what I mean, the criminal mind. When the criminal mind gets away with something, it'll do it again and again, right, and it'll go farther and farther.
Right.
Until something happens.
They start out by killing kittens, and then they progress to women and shit like that.
Let me catch the chat room because hey, Jeff, you got to turn your device down. I'm getting the echo.
Man.
I know. He's like, I hate this shit, but I can't deal with the echo in my headphones. Can y'all hear that, or is it just me? Okay. John Fletcher said, "Word." He's agreeing with Kamar. He said, "What's harsh is bound down and giving up." Facts. Jeff said, "Kamar's right. No, bro, handle life right." Stephanie said, "Point of order." Said, "Just do the right thing." I'm trying to get through this. So Jeff is on the line, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna say what he has to say. Shout out to Tiarsha Arthur.
Hey, bro.
Shout out to Tiarsha. Dion in the chat room, he said we have to understand we're up against a machine and a system that is not designed for change. Either you get in where you fit in or you get the fuck out. Plain and simple. You can't rock the boat. How you doing, Serena? How you doing? Serena Lynette. Damn, I'm far behind. I didn't know this. A says, I'm not mad at you, cuz shoot a motherfucker. But you told me I was being low vibrational.
Yeah, because your situation was probably different.
Said, don't write check your ass can't cash, but B100 use necessary force. Tiarsha says, in my Eddie Murphy dad voice, tell him to hit you again for me. I'm sorry I had to do that. That joke. Damn, listen, I'm sorry I'm missing y'all in the chat room. We was being selfish, y'all. We was up here running our mouths.
I think Ace Cooley was talking about a race war or some shit.
Sonya Thrower, how you doing?
And I told him, no, cuz you can't do that. No.
She said, I hear you. That me don't do. I'm not clear on that statement. I'm just going through it so I can bring us up to date. John says, who will just not listen to family. Milltown Mikey Davis, how you doing, my brother? How you doing? He said he honestly feel like, what you feeling? What you feel, Mike? Let me know. I'm behind on this chat room. Mama Jenkins said that's why we gotta get this water permit before those clans get the corner shut down. We definitely need to kind of sit together and collectivize on that. I love that idea. She said you're right, and you can buy a new car. I think so. She's agreeing with me about don't want to really kill the little habitual line stepper over my radio. She said, at least fire at the tire because I'm not letting you pull off. She's gonna fire, put her own tire out. Said they need to go back to 9 p.m. You need to be in the house, like the old saying, parents, do you know where your kids are? Hell, most of these parents don't know where the hell they at. She said, be real, family. We all know these little badass kids don't give a damn about committing a crime or killing a person. They don't fear death. Or they fronting. He said, I feel what Rail spoke on. I'm sorry, y'all. I was behind in the chat room. So Mikey was agreeing with you, Rail, about what you was talking about.
For sure.
Jeff, I got you on the line. What's popping?
Man, I agree with all three of y'all because y'all got all three different perspectives. But like Kamar, man, I agree with this dude about, man, protecting family and all that, man. But Kev, on the flip side, bro, what I hear is that, man, I was this youngin' and I did this, and somebody let me ride. But it's like this, man, and it's just simple. It's conflict resolution, bro. People got to learn, is that shit worth it? What is it, man? If a dude's stealing your goods, he's stealing your car, man, I'm not saying are you going to kill somebody over a car, man? That's in your mind, dude. Or are you going to do that, man? But it's about conflict resolution, dude. It's about, is that shit worth it? You got to understand what your worth is and what that dude's worth is. And that's the problem, though, man, is that people don't know their worth and they do shit reckless, bro. There's no check to it. It's they do things and they think there's no consequence to it. I say, speaking on you, Kev, you knew the consequences of whatever the fuck you did. You knew what it could be. And people don't understand that. And I think sometimes, man, us as older black men, we got to understand, man, get those cats a pass, bro. But at the same time, somebody got to hold them accountable. How do you fix that? Bro, that's y'all, man. I don't know that. I run from it and I say with Kamar, you steal my car, you good. You break in my house, bro, call the coroner, you dead. I'm hunting you down. and you can say that's cold. It's a matter of, bro, I'm not sure what you're going to do when you come in this crib, bro. I mean, there's nothing in here worth your life. So with that in mind, it's about conflict resolution, bro. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to leave y'all to debate, talk about that.
Shout out to Jeff all the way from Houston, Texas, by way of the mill. And you know what? I'm not saying somebody gave me a pass. I'm saying God bless me, right? Because if somebody, you know, I'm pretty sure if there was somebody had an opportunity to do something to me, they would have. It was just the way God set it up. It was his plan. And I spoke on that because I think we all have a right to live long enough to get redemption. I think everybody's redeemable to a certain point. Now, when you're like a habitual sex offender, child molester, serial killer, I don't know. The old folks say now you got a reprobated mind. But I think we all deserve, because we got to come for full circle. Even my brother Kamar can tell you a very, very, very powerful story about overcoming and changing and being able to evolve from where he once was. And so that means if you'd have shot him or something to happen to him when he was lost, look what we would have missed out on. You see what I'm saying? The father he is, the businessman that he is, the family man that he is, the asset of the community that he is, we would have never got to see that because it would have been over. Because you say occupational hazards, you know,
Yep.
come with the job, right?
Yep.
But damn, it would have still been tragic. Like, damn, man, like why that had to happen to that brother. So it's all kinds of different ways to look at it, y'all. And I don't try to tell anybody how they should feel. First of all, let's understand that you have the right to deal with these situations the way you want to. That's why we have a chat room. That's why we have a phone number, because you can say what you want to say and give us your perspective, because I listen to it all, because I'm with Kamar on the same thing. In the car, not so much. In the back door, 4-5 on your ass quickly, efficiently, real fast. Boop, boop, boop. Damn, what oh shit. And I'm not gonna hesitate, because what I'm not gonna be is taped. Yeah, everybody taped and then to execution style. No, I'll be the first one to go.
Forget about Christmas.
Right. Well, you know, if you survive this, then it'll be a different kind of Christmas for you. You eat some dressing and get a shit bag on your waist, so you're shitting into the plastic bag when I get done hitting you. Ian said, Jeff a real one. Yes, Jeff is neighborhood. Jeff is neighborhood for sure. He said you need empathy and you need some empathy and responsibility. Listen, another thing that we talked about last week that we had kind of like a back and forth about was Trump. And if you listen to our conversation, and I would, since the numbers look shitty on the last show, why not go back and listen to it? Right? Our YouTube numbers be subterranean sometimes. I'll be like, I should just take this shit down. But we had a conversation about Trump and Trump seemingly being the new Teflon Don. And I'm saying that because today the Supreme Court ruled that he cannot be taken off the ballot. And what I said was, this is a legal issue. This is him having $1 million attorneys and them being able to navigate and wallow in the law and find loopholes. Now, what this was about, the reason why, especially in Denver, they said that he couldn't run is because there's a clause that was passed after, I'm calling it a clause, whatever you call it. It was passed after the civil right that an insurrectionist cannot be allowed to run for president. This is what that was what, and that's legal. It's a legal precedent. This is why they said we're taking it down. Well, the Supreme Court came out and said, well, y'all can't use that law because you as a state can only decide who can run in state elections. This is a federal, this is a national, this is a federal election. So you don't have power to say that. Therefore, you can't use that so he can be on the ballot.
Yeah.
But this is all legal. This is all legalities. And so
You gotta know life.
One of the group of people that we should be scrutinizing and seeing who's who is the judges, the Supreme Court judges, the Wisconsin. So you got a state Supreme Court and you have a Supreme Court. They really dictate what laws are in place and this, that, and most of them are white conservative men. It might be 2 tokens on each one. We know nationally you got the sister and you got what's my man named, the original rabbit jumper. What's his name? Clarence Thomas. This dude been a a jigger dancer. I won't call him a jigaboo, but he been dancing the jig since the 80s. Straight up white folks Negro. And so and the Supreme Court agreed on this unanimously, even though some of them didn't agree. They said we really should not be allowing this. But this man he's brash about his role in the attempted takeover of the United States government, and he's being allowed to run for president again. He's laughing in the face. He's laughing in the face of everybody saying, ha ha. Like this dude, this man grab him by the pussy. He can't get canceled. I love Mexicans. Hell yeah. I love tostadas. I love burritos. He said the lights is so bright in here. I can't even hardly see the people, but I see the black ones. He just said this recently. And black people still like, when Trump was president, money was floating around. Money ain't never floated around. What are you talking about? I love how some black dudes talk about voting for Trump like it makes them advanced. Like they know a little bit more about stuff than you do. Ah, man, Trump was, And I'm like, dude, y'all just don't care that this motherfucker's a blatant racist? Who Dion was talking about? Dion made a good point about when the Central Park 5 back in the 80s. When, first of all, he came out and found out that they were innocent. They weren't even guilty. This man was on the news saying he wanted to bring the death penalty back. He wanted them to get the death penalty for this rape and assault of this white woman in Central Park. Just civil rights lawsuits for not allowing black people to live on his properties. And then I love the black people who say, I'd rather deal with a racist who say they're racist up front, and at least they told me. Well, even because you told me who you was, it's still fuck you. If you come to me and say I don't like black people, I respect you for being honest, but you can still kiss my ass. I'm not gonna say, you know what? If you wasn't honest about it, I would hate you. No, I fuck you more now that you admit it. So the only thing that's left now, I was reading the USA Today, because I do read the USA Today. Right, a lot of people can't really be getting all this shit from everywhere. I can't think of no newspaper that I look in the Wall Street Journal sometimes. I don't be knowing what the fuck they talking about sometimes. I still be looking at that shit. Like I feel educated. But they were saying now it's up to the people to decide. Like now down in Georgia, what did they say? There's a conflict of interest for the prosecutor. So now this is null and void. What them fucking got to do with Donald Trump committing fucking election fraud? They've even admitted that they tried to, when he lost the election, they had fake electors and they tried to come up with a way to twist the vote back. He's admitted all of this. And people still running around talking about, I like Trump. You see them shoes he made? He gonna get the black vote because black people love sneakers. They was saying this shit out loud. Like, I'm like, here come that bullshit ass audacity of white people to say whatever dumbass shit is on their mind. I associate that with Trump. When Trump come around, white people just start saying all kinds of dumb shit. I always call chocolate chips nigger cookies. Oh my God. You wouldn't have said that shit if Trump wasn't with you. I'm just saying, man. It's crazy. But we got to look at these judges, man. We got to look at these judges. We got to start with, and that might be something we might have to bring to the table, Kamar, with Outlaw Radio, whenever there's an election. Just like we found out, shout out to Michael Harper, we found out what the county comptroller was, correct?
Right.
And so we said here, and it's a nonpartisan position. It's so important in Milwaukee County for you to know what the county comptroller does and who he is, and especially if he's a man of color. And so people didn't know that. That's a faceless kind of thing, but that's why I was so happy to give him light on the show. We need to start doing that with these judges, man. We need to start doing this with these judges. We need to start exposing who they really are. You talking about some gatekeepers, man. The real Illuminati is the judges, the Supreme Court. That's the real Illuminati. I said it. Fuck it. What they gonna do to me? I'll be out of here tomorrow, y'all. Goddamn laptop never worked again. Outlaw my ass. You want to be an outlaw, motherfucker? Okay. Let me catch the chat room before we move on, because I got a bad habit of we move on and then I'll be looking in this and they comment on shit we said 20 minutes ago. Serena said, what are the laws pertaining to the warning shots when it comes to a home intruder? I thought the clear cut of it is. Go ahead.
I thought if they pass the threshold of your doors, it's free game.
That's what I thought.
I believe you can't shoot them in. Like it's still
You can't
crazy.
shoot them in the back.
Right, and then I don't think you could do warning shots, right? Like people get more time for shooting in the air than they do for shooting people.
I would have to get some legal advice because I'm pretty sure if you in my living room and I shoot a warning shot, I'm not going to prison. I think we know that there was a case in Florida where a young lady, because they have castle law down there, she had an abusive husband and he was trying to get at her, and either she shot in the air or in the ground, and they took her to jail. But I think she was outside her house. If a mother, listen, I tell you what, regardless of what the law is, if you in my living room, you better hope I give you a warning shot, because it's probably not going to be a warning shot. It's probably not. So anybody out there who's up on that, let me know.
Let us know. Do we got to shoot people with bean bags and shotguns, and then don't you got to like progressively work your way up to like bean bags, then salt, then bird shot or some shit like that?
Know. I know like, even because when I talk about legal precedents, I even know, because like I have a 10 millimeter, and so there's actually a situation where in court, if I was to shoot somebody with a 10 millimeter, even in a self-defense, they could say it's overkill. Like, why would you shoot him at point blank range 5 times with a 10 millimeter handgun? Because it's based on a case in California where a dude was walking the trail. He had the 10 millimeter for the bears. Somebody tried to attack him. He shot this dude like 6 times. You can look this up. And it wasn't about because he was carrying legally and everything. It was just about, well, look how many times you shot him with this big ass gun. Like, why would you do that? So I think he won, but it was years and years. And it set a precedent about shooting people.
California crazy with them gun laws anyway. Like it's wild. I follow gunsmiths on Instagram that's out in California. It's so much shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, because most guns you buy, especially like if you buy like an assault rifle and it comes standard with like a 40 shot clip, they say in California you can't have that. So
like
they clip shorten them up.
Yeah. And then that I know that arm brace thing, that stabilizer was an issue for a minute.
Yeah.
I think they retracted it to now where it ain't illegal or something, but I think you needed like a federal stamp or some shit. Some kind of like a silencer or suppressor, I think.
Right. And then you know that there's legislation coming for these switches. Like, because some officers have been killed. I believe they've already passed some legislation and named it after the officer. Because this basically is going to turn a semi-automatic handgun into a fully automatic handgun. Why you need a Glock with 50 shots and a switch on it is beyond me. I don't know if you'd ever hit anything you were aiming at. Basically, like, I don't know why you need this.
Scared as fuck. You need to be in the house. Some motherfucking weird that goddamn scared.
Said you need to be in the house.
Or how about this? Stop talking shit to motherfuckers. If you that got leave people alone, if you that goddamn scared, you don't need all that, man.
Yeah, because if you get involved with that and you with the homie and he say, well, I'm about to go to work and this is one of the tools, you should say, I don't know if I want to do this job. I don't know if I want to do this, right? It's a little bit dangerous for me. Vince said running for president versus being on the ballot was the determining factor. It's being on the ballot, because I believe Vince, you're making a great point that even if Donald Trump was not allowed to be on the ballot, I think there's a lot of people who would have still written him in as a candidate. And I think he would have still campaigned, and that would have actually gave him more. Like, he would have been wilder then. Like, if he just was, I'm really running independent. I'm not on their ticket. I'm not on their ballot. I'm not with any party. I'm just with the rich people. I think that would have made him even wilder. He said, John Fletcher says, hold on, y'all. Let me get my comment up. He says, that's what I was saying. They need to know the laws. The next level. Yeah. Jeff is agreeing with me about Trump. And let's see, John saying this is by design, not chance. I believe you. I believe you. Jeff said, KB Kamar Rail, don't agree 100%, but I love your support for the hood. He said, y'all my heroes. Sonya Thor said the judges are ugly. That might be the comment. They ugly. I think that's who she was talking about. Maybe she was talking about us. I don't know. Um, Everett Gransberry said we often overlook the fact that some of the choices made by young people are the result of generational genetics. Your gene pool has a greater impact on your decision-making process than we think. Choosing to give a pass to someone who is genetically prone to do bad things will only save them for the moment. That being said, we really have to have a responsibility to police our community. Oh, okay.
Man, I really enjoyed having discussions with Everett, man, when he was my supervisor. He a dude that, you know, like us, we could chop it up and, you know, non-emotional, don't get all pressed about different opinions and stuff like that.
Yeah. I hope, listen, that's an excellent point. I hope nobody listen, listen, as much as I love our show, it should make you emotional, right? Because you disagree with something on I'm hoping that it's not, because if it's having that effect on you, I might tell you don't listen, right? Like, just share the show.
Or get my book and learn some emotional intelligence. 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope. It's available on Amazon.
There you go. That's what the books is for, right?
Right.
He says at this point, black folk trying to stay relevant. They know the Democrats are trying to replace us with the Hispanics. That's where blacks are behind Trump. Oh, they trying to replace us with the Hispanics.
I don't think it's with the Hispanics. They're trying to keep the Hispanics from coming. It might be all them other motherfuckers.
Yeah, they
new niggas.
They shipping like people in Ukraine and Afghanistan and
new niggas.
And then they like it's crazy seeing what immigrants are allowed to apply or are eligible for state benefits and which ones ain't. It'd be crazy because shit. It'd be like, oh, okay, so these now are eligible for benefits, but these ones ain't. You know, so I don't think it's the Spanish.
It's closer and closer to fuck the niggers. It's really getting close to that. Like, that's gonna be an official day. Do you know what today is? It's fuck the niggers day. I got you, Dion. Give me a second. Sonya Thor says she'll shoot him in the nuts. Don't shoot nobody in the nuts. Shot somebody in the nuts. Let me see. She's laughing. I'm laughing at you too, Sonya. That is hilarious.
That's cruel and unusual punishment there.
Well, that's like I say, that's Old Testament justice. Tiarsha said they have to be over your doorway, and if they coming through the window, make sure they in your house and not still in the window. Remember when years ago they was trying to put a 70-year-old guy in jail for shooting someone climbing through his window, but people protested and the DA decided to drop the charges. Okay. Now I got Dion on the line. Jeff just chimed back in. So Dion, I'm gonna let you go, and then we'll get Jeff's input. Hey. What's popping, man?
Hey, how you guys doing, man? Well, the first thing I wanted to say, hey, what's going on, Bull? What's going on, Real? How you black man doing this week? So the first thing I wanted to say, and I was listening to Dr. Umar the other day, and what he said made sense. And I have been thinking like that, but I just didn't articulate it the way that he did. And he was like, black people, we're not voting for a policy. We're voting out of fear. They keep on feeding us this narrative. Because I've been looking at shit. I'm like, well, the people that's telling me Donald Trump is bad saying fuck me, and Donald Trump saying fuck me. So I don't know who to believe. So basically, Dr. Umar Johnson, he was like, we're going to the polls out of fear. You know, Trump is the big bad boogeyman. Biden and the Biden administration haven't offered anything. Yeah, they did the road infrastructure bill or whatever, and there's a few minorities working there on the road infrastructure bill. But to me, the road infrastructure is a big inconvenience for people, for somebody like me to travel. Because every fucking time I'm turning around, they doing stupid shit to the highway. 43 North look like it's gonna be fucked up to Kingdom Come. You understand what I'm saying? So it is something to think about, though. You know, where we just don't want this guy in, but you know, I'm tired of, and I don't even vote. But for the people, and I don't even like wasting my time with it, and especially now that I've been seeing the shit that's going on. But for the people that's adamant about it and give their life for the vote, it's like you guys keep on getting fed bullshit. It's like, I'm going to give you a spoon of spit or a spoon of shit. You know, which one do you want? Because if you really think about it, Biden or Trump ain't really, like, I don't see shit that Trump did so bad when he was in office. It was so motherfucking quick. It seemed like them little 4 years were quick as a motherfucker. It seemed like it was just a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't remember you up in there. I don't see all this money people was talking about. And it was a reason why the gas was so low. People common sense tell people where it was doing COVID. People weren't moving around like that. They had to get rid of the gas. You know, the gas, because gas still got an expiration date upon it and it will go bad. So that other thing, that's just like I was listening to them over there in Michigan. They did somewhere, they did a non-commitment vote. 100,000 people went over there and said, we non-committed. Joe, we ain't fucking with you because of the Palestinians over there. But now I've seen other shit, and this goes for the Mexicans, the Palestinians, and any motherfucker that come over here. When they in their country, that's what they is. But when they come over here, oh, they adapt whiteness. Yeah, they do. How you think that, what's her name, Nikki Haley and all them other motherfuckers, when we know, what was that one Indian motherfucker name? I don't even know his name, but he was running for president too. You know, they detach themselves from their nationality or their ethnicity or who they are, and then they adapt whiteness. See, if you ain't black, you can live whiteness. You know, and I know it might sound crazy. You're like, well, how can you live whiteness? All you got to do is conform to what white people say. Oh, racism ain't this. Racism ain't that. Blah, 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 blah. So in my head, I'm really like now, like, fuck the Palestinians, because over there you a Palestinian, but you would get over here and be like, no soup to you. You know, get out my store. Wow. You not buying. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, though, like, fuck them. I don't listen, kid. I don't like nobody. Jamaicans, Africans, none of
that. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up. Hey, look. Hey,
like,
that's kind of an interesting perspective. You know what I mean? Because, see, it's like, okay, they over there, they want our sympathy, but over here, fuck us. We trying to get what we could get.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. And then, you know, as far as with the, you know, Chevy Johnson and all them, and, you know, I ran into one of my people that be on the radio station last week, and I was talking to her about, you know, the bullshit. And, you know, like Kev, and, you know, we can all, if we all was running for office right now, we going to get up in there and we going to shake shit up. And then you a motherfucker go over there and tell me shake shit up. But you got a motherfucker that's a 35-year politician, and he like, hold the fuck on. There's a lot of backdoor shit. You fucking with kids. We get cash around this bitch, dirt up under the table and shit. And you coming up here about shaking shit up, you know, sometimes in them bigger cities, motherfuckers be coming up dead. Like, what's his name? Eric Mays. That man been raising hell forever. Now he come up dead all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't be fucking with. Yeah, he was 66 years old. He not that old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't be going up in here fucking with these. You can't be going up in here fucking with these people. Come on, I'm gonna shake the shit up and I'm gonna make the shit happen and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, the fuck you ain't. You gonna get up in here. You gonna conform. You gonna say yay and nay. And if you fuck around and you do something, you won't get elected. And then, you know, another thing, too, I don't want them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie, damn near wish if I didn't have to work, I want to go down there and say no to that MPS referendum. Fuck MPS. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my property taxes to keep going up. Because like I said, though, eventually, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. Because I'll be wanting to move down south anyway. Because for $100,000, you could damn near get a whole continent in Mississippi.
I'm there, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about the MPS. You know what I mean? I work for MPS. I see them little retarded motherfuckers come up in there every day, them weed babies and them Percocet and them ecstasy babies. They come through the line and you can't get them motherfuckers. I'm serious. They come through the line to get a lunch. You can't get them motherfuckers out of there. They be seeing shit, pointing, and all types of shit. This one little nigga last week, he pointed for about an hour. I asked the security guard, I was like, you think he sees something we don't see? Because this nigga a drug baby, you know what I'm saying? So it's just fucked up, man, you know? So, man, listen, man, I definitely appreciate the outlet that we have to lend a voice. Like, we need shit. We need the motherfuckers to say these words. We don't need to be articulate. We need to know, I don't like you, motherfucker. I don't like you because you're white. You look at me like, well, why you ain't pull yourself up? Listen, motherfucker, I wasn't allowed to buy a house 45 years ago. So I done had a generational wealth to pass down to my family like you do. All that old, well, if you black people, y'all, you know it's better than now than it was ever. Who says that? Because you said that it's better now than it was back then. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, man. But I love you niggas as always. I don't know where Francois is. She probably dating. I know what her dating consists of, but we ain't gonna even go there.
Come on, Dion. Come on.
I understand. I'm saying wherever you I'm saying
she's not even on here.
Safe, though.
Okay.
I want her to be safe.
Okay.
Damn, well, I hope she's safe. Ain't nobody tied her up. We gotta go kill a motherfucker. Sean, wherever you at, I hope you're doing God's work, fool. I love you. Real love you. Kev, you already know love you. Miss Jenkins, we gonna get together because I want to Indiana. And she seen I bought some boy, they got some goddamn wood down there that I'm gonna smoke some meat in a couple weeks. But anyway,
bro, there you go.
I love all y'all, man. Keep y'all head up, man. Keep the word going, and I'm gone.
All right.
Big buddy.
Peace out to Dion. I told y'all Dion has the longest outros. Like this shit is like a Ralph Tresvant song. I'm gonna get off here, but y'all know what? Jeff, what's popping, man? Thank you for being patient. What's going on?
Hey, bro. You know, you said something, man, and I think this is real important that people understand this personal responsibility. And Kev, you said something like, Pop worked for the FBI. I don't want to get into that, but bro, like you said, you carry a 10 millimeter, right? So check this out, man. When it comes to self-defense, home defense, all that, people gotta understand, bro. Something happens, man. You might get detained, you might get arrested, and you're gonna have to sell your case, bro. You killed the motherfucker, bro. And people got to get that in their head. So with a 10 millimeter, I use, and it's funny Kev said that. I use a 10 millimeter because if a dude got a vest, whatever he got, man, my 185 jacket of hollow point, HPH, 10 millimeter, even if he got a vest, bro, it's going to scramble his lungs. I'm dropping that fool, bro. 3 rounds, that dude's done. And I'm not killing no neighbors, none of that. Now, the part of that, what you got to understand, is a jury of your peers gonna hear that shit, bro. They gonna hear that. So you gotta think about, man, is that shit worth it? Because you gonna get locked up, bro. When that shit happens, you are going to go to jail and you're gonna be detained. And you're gonna have to explain your story, bro. And it's gonna be a jury of your peers who's gonna listen to what you had, how many rounds you fired, where you shot that dude. So you gotta think about all that shit. Again, I just go down to, bros, conflict resolution. There's no brother who's in his right mind that wants to shoot another brother. And if it gets down to that, you just got to understand, bro, you got to explain that shit after. It ain't about what you did. You got to explain it. You have to be accountable for it.
No,
so like I carry a 10, just like Kev carry a 10, and I use a shotgun plug.
Jeff, I own a 10 millimeter. I don't carry it. If I was going to do a everyday carry, it would be a 40 cal. I wouldn't carry a 10.
All right, let me say this. My everyday carry is a 45 ACP full metal jacket, bro. That's what I carry every day because it's safe.
Yeah.
At home defense, yeah. I use a 10 millimeter and I use shotguns. I got a safe room with my family. They know something happened, you go here, you do this. Let's not get into all that. I'm saying, dog, let's talk about the loss of human life. A gun is a lethal form of self-defense. If you're not willing to kill a motherfucker, get you a stun gun. Get you pepper spray.
Yeah, Rail said get a bean bag. Rail said get the bean bag.
Right, my guy, right?
Yeah.
Do that.
And it might be kind of funny to hit a motherfucker with that bean bag too. If he walking, bow, he be like, oh shit, because you ain't kill him, but he in pain.
Until that nigga keep coming when you made him mad though.
He got to be a bad son bitch to keep walking up on that bean bag, Jeff. That ain't no punk. That ain't no.
Hey, bro.
Shit, that motherfucker make a cocaine.
You ain't never had no mouth to fade you. You kept coming, bro.
I ain't never been hit with no beanbag out, no gun. Hell no, I'm falling. Somebody shoot me.
I don't know beanbag, bro.
It hurts. Trust me. Just like the rubber bullets.
Put a gun at you, bro. Hey, bro. Let's not. Hey, it's not about that. I'm saying, man, a gun is a lethal form of self-defense.
Got you.
If you're not trying to kill somebody, don't pull that gun, bro.
Yeah.
Find
and try to stay away from situations where you need
nothing more than that, boss.
Got you.
Right. If you're not willing to kill that person, then don't pull it. Don't do it. It's not It's not for show. It's not to scare somebody. That's what tasers, pepper spray, motherfucking flashbangs are for, bro. Don't do that, because there's too many games with that. It's about conflict resolution, bro. People gotta understand how you de-escalate this shit. How do you make that shit better, bro?
Sonya Thor said she shoot him in the nuts.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
She said she shooting in the nuts.
I'm out again, bro. But,
all right, man. All right.
Right.
Hit us up. Y'all, if y'all out there listening, you got an opinion, please hit the line. It is 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, live from the basement on a Monday night. We've covered a bunch of different things. So if you're just tuning in, you say, what the hell are they talking about? It's like you just kind of double wait to jump in, right? We say, I think that should be our show motto. What y'all talk about? Everything and nothing. That's what we talk about. Everything and nothing all at the same time. Serena Lynette says your vote counts. Kevin Barnes for mayor. You know what? This city wouldn't be ready for me. I would have one term. Because I would be so. Well, he was. Who was just talking about? I think that was Dion saying people get elected and they think they're gonna go in here, they're gonna make all these changes, and they get down there and they realize, nah, you got to play this game. It's a way to do this. And I do understand that. And I've said many a times that a lot of times being a politician is about relationship building. Like you really it's like being a great businessman. It's really about relationships. You got to build relationships with people. So one hand can wash the other and whatnot. And I'm saying that if I was ever elected in a position like that, I would go in there like, I know I'm not getting a second term. So I'm not really worried about making friends with anybody. It would just be.
You know what, Ken? That's how everybody should be going in it. Like not even looking for another turn. I'm just finna go in here and shake some shit up.
I'm up, shaking it up.
You know what I mean? We finna change some shit. I know I ain't got much time.
I ain't got much time. You say I'm here for what do you say? I'm here for a good time, not a long time,
Straight
right?
up.
And no, I'm people.
And then you know what? Hey, and you know what? And by you doing that, and that may get the attention of the people.
It will.
And make them, and not, we got to come out. We got to get through. Yeah, we got to
vote for this dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Kamar, my state of the city address, it would have been like, I'd have been out there being like, look, y'all know when we talk about public safety, we got some issues. People getting their shit blew out. Like white people standing like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Because I would be like, yeah, you know, hey, I'm the mayor and I'm signing off on contracts, but this is all about gentrification. So y'all better get y'all money together. I want my people to get their money together. It wouldn't last. It wouldn't last. I would probably have to pack a 10 millimeter because they would be coming for me real quick. Everett Gransberry said, quiet as it's kept, all immigrants coming into this country are taught the European mindset. We, meaning black folks, are the only culture that Europeans never tried to assimilate into their mindset. That's because some of our people prefer to jump off the slave ships versus being in bondage for a lifetime. Oh, powerful. You're right. A lot of us want, and I think the fact that they've never tried to bring us in, it makes a lot of us love them more. Because you see this love, black people, y'all stop it. Mike Epps just did his Netflix special. I tell y'all, I'm big on comedy. I'm big on black comedy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some people said it wasn't funny. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was, you know, Mike Epps, he hit and miss, but he hit with this one, I felt like. I thought this one was funny.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I've never known a comedian that I laughed at everything they said. It's like when you hit, it better be a good one, or I'm going to be like, this is stupid. And I thought he made, but the end part was funny when he said, for years and years and years, I've been trying to act like I don't like white people, especially in front of other black people. He said, as soon as I be around all white people, I be like,
yeah, that's it.
I'm waiting to sell out. I want somebody to call me and offer me. I said, it's funny, but this is what, when it's good, it's true. How many of us are waiting to sell out? How many of us look saw that old Uncle Tom ass nigga? But if they came, what he saying Friday is, I know I was kind of always talking about support the hood. As soon as I got my check, I was gone. Yeah. Like, how many of us are really, you know, in that mode? Serena's talking about Dion snapping. He said he don't like nobody. Dion doesn't like anybody. He don't. Sonya Thor said, oh my God, too much talking. Well, Sonya, it is a talk show. So Yeah. I wish I could play some music for intervals, but I ain't at that, copyright infringement is some bitch. Tiarsha said, tell Dion the Klan leader now have us wearing masks. He could have stopped COVID, but he threw away the playbook. He said it out his own mouth that he thought it was a hoax, so he didn't stop it. Even Obama said the Klan leader had the playbook to stop COVID. And the main thing, he's been saying it from day one. He doesn't like blacks, and he wouldn't rent to them when he was a realtor. She said, fuck that Klan leader. Well, there is truth to the fact that Obama had a protocol in place to deal with a pandemic, and Trump did just kind of get rid of it. He did. And he just said, I don't see what he did for black people or whatever. And I'm like, well, it wasn't just about black people. When COVID came out, he told people to go drink some bleach.
Hey, Trump didn't believe it was a pandemic.
He called it the China flu. He said, go drink some bleach.
He didn't even think it was a pandemic going on.
Keep playing with a maniac and see what happens. Keep playing with him. It's entertaining. You think it's, keep playing with him. You go in there, because you best believe he knows where the bodies are buried. He'll go in there and make up some protocols where when you think, okay, well, it's time for you to step down, he'll be like, no, I can't with this new law, or I can stay as long as I want to. That's my Trump impression, y'all. That's my Trump impression, y'all. Oh, damn. Like, well, we didn't know what you was doing. She said, Dion for judge. It reminds me of the Chocolate City song by Parliament, where he said Richard Pryor is the president and Ali is the spokesperson. Aretha Franklin is the first lady. Y'all got to go listen to Chocolate City by Parliament. It's one of my favorite songs. She said, that's why I say shoot him in the nuts next to the D. Damn. So you're a little aggressive tonight, ain't you? Lord have mercy. She's blowing cat's genitals off. Said, what is good for a woman to carry? You know what? This is why Fletch with EPU Personal Defense. This is why Eagle Eye Security, who does firearms training, Eddie Silas, who you can get your carrying concealed permits from. This is one of the first topics we'll cover on Trigger Happy TV is what caliber is right for what. And like people say, I want the biggest gun, like, because they think it's for show. But in a situation, you're talking about an everyday carry, where you might have, this thing needs to be portable. It needs to be like you trying to pull out a big ass 357 revolver in the midst of some drama, and somebody got a Glock, a 9mm with 17 shots. You're done. Pop, pop, pop. You done. It's got to be something that's why they call it carryable. Your carry. So I have a huge 10mm, but it wouldn't be my everyday carry. It would be something more sleek and something more efficient, like my 40 cal, which can get in and out of the holster, and So for women, I would suggest something that they can control, because a lot of women have to get over the sound at first. That's what they really have to get over. And then you, as a woman, you don't really want recoil. Most of them don't when they start shooting. Now, I've been to the range and see some women who working with some big time equipment, so they've gotten used to the recoil. But like a 25, a 32, a 380, even a 9mm, I would say for a woman, that's an ideal caliber to carry. 45, if I see a woman who say, yeah, I bust my 45, I'm like, she a stud. For real. That's a man's gun right there. That's a man's gun. She said, considering some guns are harder to pull. Well, you get what you pay for with a gun too. So there's different triggers. You can get guns with custom triggers. Yeah, Glock has a trigger that doesn't take a lot. You'd have to watch Trigger Happy TV. This is why the show is needed, y'all. This is why we're gonna do it. John Fletcher said, man, I can't wait to get back on the show and talk about this. Yes, sir. Come on back. You're welcome anytime, Fletch. He said, I'll move back for a minute if you run. I just don't see it. Because there's people here who don't even want me on the regular terrestrial radio. Because anybody can get it. I'm telling you, it's my friends are on the screen with me. Other than that, like if I was on the radio and dude did that weak ass State of the City speech today, I'd be on there tearing him apart, and people would be upset. And so maybe Milwaukee ain't ready for that yet. Everett Gransberry, he says the only calibers that will have a serious effect on an assailant are 9mm, 10mm, 40 cal, and 45 cal. This is documented information. What is at stake is the danger you face and the amount of force you use. said, how many times you shoot? If I'm forced to use my firearm, I will only use deadly force. It's that simple. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't. You're carrying concealed. You worried about your safety. You ain't worried about being in a Dirty Harry movie. So trying to come out with a big ass 44 Magnum and boom, boom, boom. No, you need to be quick and fast, like pop, pop. Like damn, she came out with it. So yeah, he said you couldn't stop COVID. I wouldn't have tried to stop COVID. I would have just made sure that everybody had elderberry syrup. Kamar's orders would have been off the chain. I would have had real. I'm black, so I would have had real black people who are nutritionalists for black people on the news with me at a press conference saying, "Listen, y'all, strengthen your immune systems."
Well,
right?
You did do that, kid.
Yeah, we did. I'm just saying, if I was the mayor, that's what I would do.
Oh, okay.
No, we've been doing that forever. Yes, you're right.
You did do that
all through the pandemic. And the minute I stopped taking my own the shit, I caught it myself. So I know it's true that's what you got to do. I stopped taking the elderberry and caught COVID.
Post today that showed how they just updated the guidelines to basically is at the same level of basically the guidelines are like the flu. Handle it like the flu. So, in the beginning, everybody was scared. Everybody, was at it. You remember you remember motherfuckers was calling the police on people just for having a get together, a family get together.
Yeah.
Like what I appreciated about the whole thing, and I mean, it's unfortunate that so many people lost their lives due to fear, ignorance, and policies, because people did lose their lives. A lot of it was due to policies and processes and not the actual shit itself, but it showed us who, motherfuckers talk all day about what they wouldn't do, how they wouldn't buckle, all that shit. When you see shit, when you watch Schindler's List as a kid growing up, it's like, oh man, I wouldn't have told on that they was keeping Jews in the basement. But then in this COVID shit, motherfuckers was calling and telling that you had a party. So it kind of showed you who was who when the shit go down, and who will be the motherfuckers calling the authorities to tell on you, and who will be the motherfuckers hiding the zombie bite if the shit go down.
I know we went to WNOV to do a show, and they were upset with us because we had like 5 people in the studio. Like, y'all ain't supposed to have as many people in there. I see it now, but like, damn, they got like 30 people in there. Now it's different time. I get it.
We're from mandated masks to now you can't come in the store with a Pooh Shiesty mask no more. Like at first it was saying you can't come in the store without a mask. Now it's saying you can't come in the store with the
remove your mask. Right. Yeah. It depends on what you're scaring us with today.
Ain't shit changed but the media's narrative. Like ain't shit changed but the media's narrative.
That's why it's important to have our own media. That's why this black media is so crucial.
Exactly.
Sonya Thor says she got a CCW, so she wasn't kidding when she said she shoot you in the nuts. Facts. 40 just a little bit more power than the 9, just a little bit. And if you know about the shootout in 1985 in Miami with the feds and these armed assailants who had on armor, and they were shooting them with the 9mm, and they couldn't stop them, and they ended up killing, I don't know, what was it, 4 or 5
they had
of them.
to run to the gun store.
Yeah. Yeah, but that, not the one in Beverly Hills in the 90s.
Oh, okay, you talking about another one.
No, this was in 1985.
I know one of them, they had to run to the gun store and buy some shit.
That was 94. That was 94 when the dudes had the bulletproof helmets and they was just walking down the street in LA.
Cool. Yeah. It looked like a movie and shit. They just was.
I was like, oh. But yeah, they had to go to the gun store and be like, what y'all got?
Give me the biggest shit y'all got.
But no, in 1985 in Miami, these guys were robbing a bank and the feds was on them. So they're like, okay, these dudes just robbed this bank. They had been robbing banks, so they was gonna get at them. But these dudes had armor on, and the feds were carrying 9mm, and the 9mm wasn't stopping them. They was eating it, and they was just murdered. They murdered about 5 feds.
Damn.
Yeah. So the FBI said we got to get a new round. that's more powerful than the 9mm. They came up with the 10mm, but it was too big for some of the agents to carry. So they settled on the 40 cal. That's how the 40 caliber round came to be. Step up from a 9mm. Now with you know, all kinds of technology and the way they do make bullets and firearms now, you can get a 9mm that's as powerful, if not more powerful, than the 40 cal. But a standard 9mm versus 40 cal, 40 cal is a little bit more powerful. Sorry, I know way too much about guns. Excuse me.
I gotta get another like my I got that standard size P320, not the small one. I got that big ass one. I was like, I ain't trying to carry this every day. Like just even pulling it out, like there's some lag time on that draw because it's big.
Yeah,
so like,
you can't, you know.
I gotta
And
get me a better.
that's not a concealed. When you got a full size handgun, that's not to be concealed. That's meant to be put on your hip so people can see it. But
and I got an outside holster, but I'd be like, even though I know I'm legally carrying this on the outside for it to be seen, it's still not a conversation I want to have with the cops because somebody's seen it and called.
Or somebody who's around who want to try to creep up behind me and snatch it, because brothers do that too here in the city.
Yeah,
like they see you with a gun and they'll try to pull it. They'll up on you like, give me that shit.
Right.
You gotta be careful, man. Guns are, it's nothing to play with. Get informed. Let me see. Fletch said he carries a mini 9, perfect for carrying conceal. A lot of people. Eagle Eye Shaw tell you in a minute. He tell you in a minute. All them big ass calibers y'all talking about, I don't fuck with it. Give me a 9mm. I'm doing the Lord's work. We've had conversation already and told me, but you get that big ass 4.5 off your hip, I done already hit you 3 times. Like, damn, calm down, brother. Do that. He said, come to Texas so I can get you on the range. Come up here. We go to the range. I love going to the range. Come on up. Come when you at the crib, just come hit me up and we'll go. Said the house is different. He's talking about people where you shoot them at. You're right. A 45 is bigger and the slug is slower, but yeah, bigger hole, bigger slug. That slug it'll knock a bear to his knees. The bear get hit with a 45. Be like, hold on, motherfucker, what's wrong with you? Mama Jinga said I got a 9mm, 15 bullets in the magazine, and it has to put up and she said she had to put up her 357. It was too big to carry, but my 32 is good for my purse. Yeah. Yeah, I see black people. We love guns. He said 10mm ain't concealed, 22, 32, 25, whatever you accurate with. Yeah, if you know, some people just ain't trained like that. Ace Cooley said Trump getting ready to be the next Hitler. If you look at German history, Hitler went to jail before he became in power. We as black people need to come together, stop allowing immigrants to build their wealth in our communities. If we learn to respect and love our community, we could get somewhere. Our problem is that we compete and we're very quick to ruin each other's dream. And the ones that are doing this are the ones that are doing the shit, he says. That aren't doing shit. Let me see. Jeff is talking about the coronavirus. He said, and we believe that the masks work. Well, first of all, we didn't know where it was. Is it airborne? Is it in the water? Like, we was wiping anything that came from outside the house. My wife was wiping it down with all kinds of different stuff. Like, we didn't know if it was transmitted through touch. Don't touch that doorknob.
Nobody knew nothing.
Right.
We thought that shit was floating in the air.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
And all they did was scare us on the news every night. 10,000 people died this month of COVID. Like I said, at one point, I think anybody who died in the hospital, they just said, fuck it, COVID. Hey, he got hit by a car, but he had COVID too. So it was like, damn.
Right. They needed to pump them numbers so that it could be real and real scary.
The conspiracy behind what actually happened during the pandemic in terms of Big Pharma playing a game and who was really behind it is yet to be told. That's in a redacted file somewhere sitting in the feds, somewhere in a Fed office underground. It's going to come out one day after certain people are dead, just like all other great conspiracies. Right. And people be like, oh my God. I
remember saying, I feel like they trying to scare everybody into taking this vaccine that's going to come out.
And for what reason? And what was in it?
I feel like that was the reason. You know what I mean? Like it was that was the reason for it. You know what I mean? That was who was behind it. The people who was pushing the vaccine.
I believe it's always economical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, even when you look at like fear is a powerful motivator, and it is a great money generator. You know what I'm saying? Like they like when people scared of H1N1 or swine flu, bird flu, SARS. You know, each time they come out with shit, and then you know people gonna start buying shit, taking
Right.
vaccine, or like even Y2K, people buying water and stuff. You know, so or even COVID, people cashed out on toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
So it's always like when I start hearing some scary shit on the news or seeing it in my timeline, I try to follow the money to see, okay, they doing this to make money. How can I make my own money? Like even now with, you know, just with inflation and the dollar being so uncertain with BRICS coming together and shit like that, I was like, okay, let me start pooling some of my shit into crypto. And lately, just in this last month, shit, Bitcoin up like $500 in a month. Then the Shiba, I knew shit is up $600 in a month. Like crypto always goes stupid around this time because people getting their taxes and start buying crypto shit. But I wouldn't have learned about that if it wasn't because of fear of the crashing dollar and shit like that.
That's a whole other level of understanding, because I have friends who've invested, and they have said to me, man, just going crazy, like Bitcoin's going crazy. So I hear you. I'm just not. I got to get up on that, rail. That's what I'm
Doubled in
saying.
a month, man.
We can
And
all benefit from each other, man. That's why I keep saying it's so important that we just.
And
Man.
that's the fucked up thing that a lot of times by the time we get on some shit, they done moved on to the next shit. Like when they take our lingo and shit and slang, we move on to some shit. But when we learn how to get wealthy like them, they move on to some shit. Like first time I heard about Bitcoin was like 2016 when the shit was like $1. Now, shit, I caught some when it was about 18,000 a Bitcoin. Now it's at, when I just checked it a couple minutes ago, it's like 63,000 a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? So had I bought $100 worth of the shit when I first heard about it, but a lot of times when shit first come out, it's difficult to acquire. Like to get Bitcoin back in the day, you had to get all kind of different software and put your money on some shit, convert it into some shit, and then buy it. So, but now you can just buy it through Cash App, and so it's still, you know, I figured shit, I could miss a fast food run and throw that $20 in Bitcoin and watch it walk for me.
And what I was gonna say is, I think we need to start a grassroots financial literacy platform. Not us, but in the community, because Black people have to understand basic credit. I don't even, before we even get into investing and knowing about interest rates and knowing about watching the market. A lot of us just don't understand credit. Through my job, I set a lot of people up with Credit Karma accounts. Not saying that I'm a credit expert or I have the greatest credit, but I'm saying in order to start understanding how this works, we need to start teaching our people. And perhaps it needs to be done in elementary school with our children so that they can come home and say, Mama, what's your credit score? What you mean? What you talk about? Well, we were talking about credit today and how important it is to build generational wealth through having assets and all that. And you say, God damn, that school doing a hell of a job.
That's freedom. They ain't about to teach freedom in school.
Right? Citizenship. Everett Gransberry in the chat room, he said, I apologize because my statement is a bit drastic, but I'm lucky enough to have skill sets that allow me to work through most conflicts, and I don't want your viewers to think that my choice to use deadly force, if I use my firearm, is the right choice. It is, in fact, my last choice, just being a responsible gun owner. My brother, this is what Trigger Happy TV is all about that I'm bringing. It's about the legal, responsible, accountable way to be a firearm owner, which a lot of us have the rights to do. Where we fall short is we don't oftentimes understand the legalities. I want Black people to understand that we live in a nation that has laws and they're supposed to be for everybody, but they're not necessarily equally applied for us. So if we're not aware, then we're going to get screwed over by the system. If you don't know it and know how to deal with it, then you're going to get screwed over. That's why being informed is so important to me. And I don't, like I said, I didn't just go and grab a gun, right? I didn't just say, oh, I'm gonna give me. I really enjoyed firearms because of the engineering and all this. I'm just a crazy kind of dude. Like I admire highly engineered things. This is why I love RC so much, because the level of engineering on the RC can be insane. And to see it all working together and then learn the different parts of it. So guns are the same for me. But I understood when I started to collect them, it's like, yo, you got to be responsible on how you're going to do this, right? And so, because my number one rule was I should never be putting myself in positions where I got to go and get my gun.
Right.
If I'm doing that, then I'm in the wrong. You shouldn't even be, what I look like coming home? Where my pistol at? I'm going to go back up here and show these fools. Bruh, you hanging in the wrong spots. You should not, that should not be your, now I should have something prepared, just like Kamar said. If I hear boom, you hear that? Somebody kicking on the door. Hey, y'all lay down. I'm about to go down to the door and see what's happening. Yeah, then it's boom room, as they call it. Eddie Murphy said a boom room. KB is on Fed Facts. I read a lot, man. I read a lot. So you got to know, that's when I got ready to get a 10 millimeter. I read about the drawbacks, the pros and the cons of it. So I know about the law in California that was passed, and gun people know that story about California. What happened with the 10 millimeter in the trail? Said 9 millimeter P&P don't match the 10. It's it's personal preference. You got large hands, you strong. Yeah, I wouldn't give a woman a 10 millimeter and say, "Here, shoot this," unless I wanted a good laugh, especially if she ain't used to shooting guns. She gonna be like, "What the fuck you give me that for?" Paris says, "Peace outlaws from the mile high income and migrant flooded city." Frontline Black News, the revolutionary agenda, and Shabaka's Black experience in hand. Shout out to you and Shabaka. Let me see what we got. Let me see. Sonia Thor said, I have in my bra the triple D 9 millimeter. Okay. She has it in her bra. I just gun a triple D, or is that something I shouldn't have read? I'm on Ron Burgundy. I'm just reading the teleprompter. I'm like, okay, the bra triple D, like you should have a 45, or I don't know. She said I work in the hospital. She said I work in the hospital, in the nursing home, group home too. I'm a nurse, 26 years. Okay, so, and you stay strapped with that thing, huh? Just money behind the vaccine is what. There has to be some money on the end. Somebody made some money off this. A said, truthfully speaking, it came out that it was the ventilators that was killing people. Right. That shot has been causing cardiac arrest and heart failure. That's what I'm talking about, them redacted files. And I'm no conspiracy theorist, but some shit is obvious that you see it. Like, wait, hold on. And Kamar, I gotta go and dig in the archives and bring up some of those old shows that we were doing during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. We were saying, wait a minute. If you say this is a vaccine, it doesn't prevent the acquiring the disease. It doesn't prevent spreading the disease. It's not a vaccine.
Not even a vaccine.
But their first thing was get the shot, save a life, because that's what you might be okay, but you might go and kiss your grandma at Thanksgiving
or your baby,
and they may not be okay. And then it escalated to nobody will be okay if you catch this shit. And then now it's, hey, just handle it like the flu. Stay away from people for 24 hours if you don't feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Get some liquids, get some vitamins. And
because you got friends now who you say, man, I had COVID Tuesday. He be back to work on Friday. When I had COVID, I had to stay. They said, you got to be isolated for 3 weeks. I was like, what? I can't do that. So it was crazy, man. She said in 85 she had two automatic guns. Like, wow, whoa, what was you doing in 85?
Wow. 85. Those were Tech 9s. Remember Tech 9?
Man, the jammingest guns ever. And people thought, I had 50 shots. You only gonna get 5 of them out for that motherfucker jam up. Marksmanship is the trained skill. It is, man. Just firing it's a whole process, y'all. This is why I want to do Trigger Happy TV so bad. And don't be out there trying to take my shit either. I see you jotting as Martin say. I see you jocking, right? Because you ain't connected to the people I'm connected with to make it happen.
Now that's
It's
gonna be
very
fly as
important.
hell. I'm looking
Well, it's
forward.
gonna be important for Black people to know what this is about, and so we're gonna break it down from the root to the.
So is it gonna be you, Eddie, John, and Eagle Eye on the thing?
Eagle Eye has it when we first came together with this. He said he's in. What we're trying to do is get the shooting schedule together, because this is not going to be live like what we do here.
Okay,
This will be an edited show, and so because we have different locations.
Yeah.
So right now, my weekends have been crazy because I had to take my son on his recruiting visit and had basketball games. So now my weekends are freeing up. So I told Ed, look, I'm ready. Eagle Eyes told me, when y'all get a date, just let me know. So now it's just a matter of us meeting to get it done. And we're going to do it live. We're not live, but we're going to do the show from the first one will start at Prolific Firearms, which is Eddie Silas. And he has a partner as well, who's what he told me is very, 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 very knowledgeable about all of this. So it's going to be a dope show, man.
Yeah, that's fly. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
I can't wait, man. Especially when we get to go into these ranges and actually shooting and showing people. It's gonna be a good look. That's what I'm saying. Y'all Milwaukee content creators, don't be trying to take my shit. I turn on the TV tomorrow about shoot 'em up, bang bang TV. Come on, keep listening on Outlaw Radio.
You know, you gotta make that move, because some people will. You know what's crazy? Growing up, I used to have an idea. I didn't move on it. Then I see somebody else doing it, and I'd be like, damn, that was my idea. But then as I got older, I realized that ideas ain't our own. We might be given the opportunity to bring it in this realm first, but if we don't move on it, that Akashic wave gonna just get somebody else.
You miss your opportunities.
Yeah, so that's why I tell myself now, shit, my ideas ain't my own, and if I don't move on them, they gonna be given to somebody else.
Well, I don't know who Akashic is, but if he's still on the heels, you tell him that. If I see him in the streets, I'm giving my shit away.
Right.
I think Kevin Hart shit when he told his uncle, he said, whoever's responsible for this is gonna die. He said, Uncle, she died from cancer. You tell cancer I'm on his ass.
Right. Till his muffin cap back blue.
Mama Jenkins said, if you need ammunition, you better go get it soon. It's gonna be low stock again. I would like to learn the safety of handling a gun. She said, just don't go to the range. Learn to clean and load your gun. In other words, get to know your piece. Absolutely. People don't know how to maintain. You got the gun sitting on the shelf for 20 years. And then when you try to shoot it, it's got to be oiled. It got to be clean. You got to watch the conditions you store it in. It's a whole investment. Yeah. And that's why I know people need to know. She said, broadside. I know what that means, Sonia. Sometimes I get to just read in the chat room, like we call it Ron Burgundy, because you could pretty much say anything, and after I read it, I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't even read that, right? That's happened a million times. She said, when I come back home, I would like to meet all of you. Hey, that's what's up. We can do it at Kamar Spot at the House of Vitality, right? Smoothies and shots, ginger shots for all. We did that with your soft opening, like, and if the community is interested in that, let me know, y'all, because it's not like it's out of our realm. It's within our wheelhouse too. If we want to take a Saturday every month and just do an Outlaw Saturday where people can come and converse and network, Kamar, that's another conversation. Well,
that's what the wellness event is all about.
Okay.
Every first Saturday of the month, beginning May 4th.
Okay.
The radio commercials are starting in April, so keep your ears open, y'all. Let me know you heard it.
Keep them open. Hit up Fletch at EPU Personal Defense. I got to get everybody's logo so I can start.
Shout out to Fletch, EPU. He gonna be there. He's going down, y'all.
That's something else, because Fletch had expressed interest in getting involved with Trigger Happy TV and hooking up with Eagle Eye. So I'm telling you, this network, like last week, I was in my feelings, right? Like people can't really detect. Sometimes I be in my feelings on this show, right? Like this is really like my couch. Right. And so I was in my feelings about me wanting to present real information to Milwaukee and some of the gatekeepers and some of the people who really try to stop you. And then I started to think about the roots that our show actually has in terms of people we're in communication and connections with. And I said, dude, I don't even need that. I don't even need them. If I just went and said, okay, y'all, here we go. Boom. Somebody got to light the fire. Billy Joe said we didn't start the fire. Well, we need to start the fire, right? And so there's a lot of stuff coming up, man. I don't want to just tell y'all about it because I don't like to have a meeting about having another meeting, but it's so many people connected to what we do here on Outlaw Radio that are connected to other resources and other people. And so it's a real network, and I can't wait till we start to get more people polarized by what we're doing. Everett says, I appreciate the information and dialogue that you brothers provide from my hometown of Milwaukee. Although I live in another city, I will always have my eye on home. Peace and honor to all you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We appreciate the support, man. We appreciate it. And, you know, it's all good. There's a lot of people who are not in Milwaukee anymore. Like Ewok is in Arizona. Jeff is in Houston. Ace was in Ace in Arizona? He was at one point, Kamar, I think. Mm-hmm. But you know, Shay and Kruma, they're in Denver. They're not from here, but they support all out Outlaw Radio all out on the West Coast. Shabaka's in Vegas and LA. So there's a lot of people who support us, so we surely appreciate that. He says, do a public podcast. I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. I'm trying to Rail really got me upset because I don't know if Appalachia and them gonna try to come in and steal my idea. So I ain't gonna even say no more of my shit. Right. Whatever. Accident. That bitch is foul. I'm not fucking.
No, it's some shit called that they say is the Akashic Records. Basically, is all knowledge. Every thought that's ever been thought or will be thought, it comes from that record realm, Akashic Records.
Okay. Sonia Thrower says she's in Camden, Arizona. See?
Oh, okay.
It's all it's love, and I appreciate it. Y'all share the show. Please share the show. You gotta try to put this in front of people's eyes, and then hopefully they can get it in their ears. I always say, when it comes to people, I like to turn them up, turn them out, and then turn them loose. Right? So once you get it all, you just going out. So, it said AR. I'm Ron Burgundy. I thought that was AZ. It's AR. It's Arkansas. I'm sorry, y'all.
Arkansas.
Camden, Arkansas.
Man, I was looking for land in Arkansas. Like, what was it? Spring. Basically, I want some land that got a natural spring on it. You know what I'm saying? And I heard it's a lot of it in Arkansas for good prices too.
Yeah, there's resources. We just gotta learn how to play the game, bro. It's so much to what you're saying in terms of purchasing land and developing it. Like the land I have in Mississippi, I don't plan to ever go to Mississippi, really, honestly, to tell you the truth. And I know if I got
some watermelon and bring them back up here like them cats on Capitol.
I thought about that. I discussed that with my brother. Like we can
get money.
But somebody got to come to me and make me a business proposition.
So Mark could juice it. Shit, that's now he could jack on it saying it's naturally grown.
But we can't be down there with one watermelon. Like this is acres that I have down there, so it ain't a couple collard green plants. No, this is like
somebody legal to grow hemp down there.
I don't know. I haven't been since 1996 when my grandma passed. But my parents both have passed, and there's land. I have land on both sides of my family, and so my brother's always on me because he hates Milwaukee, and he wants to live down there, and he's always like, man, we could do this and we can do that. I did have the idea to him though, hey, yo, let's do some watermelons or some corn or something, but there's overhead because that's a business because you got to get somebody maintain it, and then you got to get it transported, and you have to have. It's consignment. I can't have a garage full of corn and watermelons and ain't got nowhere to sell them.
Shit, I was just looking at an article today talking about how black farmers used to be like, 68% of America. Now they less than 1%. And the government is trying to start initiatives to get minorities back into farming. So shit, it might be some grants.
Lena Taylor was talking about a lot of agriculture grants.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm trying to get on.
That was her big.
Then especially if you fuck with regenerative agriculture and show that how it's better for the environment and it makes more nutrient dense food and shit. That might be that lick right there.
We'll see. Mama Jenkins says she got 37 acres.
Good
Never
God,
thought around there. Yeah,
man, it got to be a blessing to have that. Like,
I don't. I think
I'm
I
in
got
this-
maybe. I think I have maybe 7 or 8. I'm not totally sure. It's somewhere in there.
I'm in this black farmers group on Facebook, and people be talking about how they granddaddy them left them 100 acres and shit like that. They be like, damn, I appreciate my grandparents coming up here and, you know, getting involved in the factories and shit, but I sure wish my grandfather had some of that Alabama land left for me.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm wise enough to know that if I did come up with some sort of enterprise that I could utilize the land, I have a lot of family members who'd be like, "Yeah, buy my shit too, buy my shit." And so, what could start small could be great. It's a million ways. I just have no interest in going back south right now. I just don't. I'm just not. It's not on my heart. I just, listen. We only got a couple minutes left, so dope conversations as usual. But I did Shannon Sharp, right? Like, and this is no. Even before we get to Shannon Sharp, I want to say this is National Women's History Month, right? So I want to shout out Black women first of all. I always say Black women are our greatest natural resource. My mama was a Black lady. My grandmama was a Black lady. My great grandmama, I think she was Black. I don't know. I had to go back a little bit. I gotta go to DNA. What they call it, DNA.com, whatever that shit is.
23andMe or some shit.
Right.
Black
But I want to shout out Black women, and we live in a time now where Black women and Black men are pitted against each other, crazy, right? Like you see what they call the gender wars, right? And so, there's a lot of discussion around this and that and the third about the nature of our relationship and all of that. But when we went through Black History Month last month, and if you watched any of that stuff, a lot of the pioneers and things that changed America or changed our culture, Black women were behind them. And so I want to shout out to women. And I know this is a male platform. The Juice Ladies on here sometimes. We got a lot of females and a lot of women. I shouldn't, because my daughter said I'm not supposed to call them females. We have a lot of women listening, and I appreciate your support. And if anytime you all want to chime in, please do so. But it is Women's History Month. Now, Mama Jenkins says it was left to us and some was bought from other family members.
That's beautiful.
What up with Shannon? Yeah, that's kind of how, like, I had more. My mother had a lot, and my daddy had a lot.
That's beautiful.
And my mother was like, yo, I'm about to sell this. It's a long story. But shout out to Erica Hunt. Erica, if you want to call in, you can call in. I want to talk about Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp got set up for the okie doke. Y'all know Mike Epps made this, and I don't know why. I guess anytime you get famous in this country now, somebody's gonna say he's gay. And Shannon Sharp got out his truck, and I don't know, he's a big dude, 6'5", 260 pounds. He gets out the truck. I don't know if he's stretching. I don't know. He did have a man purse. But people screenshotted him and said he looks zesty. So now he's a meme. And then they're making fun of the way he walked in. And I said, damn. This is what happens as a Black man when you blow off. Because Shannon Sharp changed the content creator game. Not just for Black people, for all people. Right? Cat Williams was just on Joe Rogan, who's the biggest white podcaster. Still 10, 12 million views and rising, right? Shannon Sharp, he revolutionized this thing because a lot of people have been doing this and a lot of people have been making money and they've got notoriety. And it's Shannon Sharp showed the real validity of the new Black media, our ability to go get us and have our conversations amongst us. I know it's white people involved somewhere along the line, but I think what Shannon Sharp did is pivotal, and it changed his whole game. And so, but the gay thing, he's zesty. Look at this. I looked at that and I said, "Come on, man! Like, y'all doing too much." Did y'all see these pictures of Shannon?
Yeah. Hey, it's a testament to the clothes for one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We talk about these skinny jeans and these skinny jogging suits and all that stuff. And these old men conforming to that shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna have you. That shit looks zesty.
Okay.
If you ain't gay, you look gay.
This is true.
So yeah, they could take a picture of you and somebody call you gay. Everybody in America gonna be calling you gay now because you're wearing this shit that's making you look gay.
Right. And
I don't know. Maybe he is. You know, they was talking about how tight he was with his fashion or
Hollywood.
stylist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could be why he wearing all this gay ass shit.
Well, Kamar, now to that comment, if he'd had just a regular tracksuit on and a backpack and got out the truck, I don't think brothers would have. The fact that it was a purse and it was tight, it was like, dude, you look, zesty.
Yeah, you look gay as a motherfucker climbing out of a car. I don't give a fuck what kind of car it is. You can have a big ass pistol on your hip, nigga.
Almost does.
You know what I mean? With a blue rag hanging out your pocket.
Right.
You know what I mean? You still gonna look gay.
And I think about it now. If I had any notoriety and somebody caught that picture of me, brothers would flood my inbox like, Kev, you out here looking super zesty. Why you got a man person on with some tight ass clothes? Yeah, you're right, Kamar. You're right. The fashion, anytime you throw it,
man, you know better.
Drip and all that, right? Like whatever, right? Like, come on, Shannon. Like, they caught you slipping. I got Erica on the line, probably the last caller of the night. Erica, what's popping with you? Long time no hear from.
What it do, Outlaws? How y'all doing tonight?
Peace.
Right.
Blessed to be here.
That's good to hear. So you ain't heard from me in a minute because I'm in Minnesota on the strike line. Did you know that?
I absolutely did not. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So Minnesota janitors are right now negotiating their contract and they're shooting for retirement plan, pension plan, and of course fair wages, right? And so we had over 500 people downtown in Minnesota striking for their rights to work and livable wages. So I just want to give out a shout out to all the females that was out there orchestrating and leading this fight so that people in our community don't have to work a job 25 years and still don't have any money in their savings account. Why? Because the cost of living is high and wages are low. So shout out to them who are leading the fight. But I only called in really to share with y'all that if Minnesota can shoot for $26 an hour, then damn, why Milwaukee can't get 20? I feel like we really shooting low at $20 an hour or $21 an hour. So, but key part though is they have 500 janitors out there today and supportive community. We need that in our city.
Hey, so wasn't no brothers out there for the cause?
Yeah, it was, but the Somalians showed up in numbers. They were more Somalian brothers than anything.
I think he said
a lot of Somali. I know in Minneapolis it's a whole Somalian community.
Yes, it is. It's one.
Is it so? I'm just asking. Like, is it mostly them affected by what's going on?
Nope, it was people of all races out here. Black, brown, Hispanic, white. It was very diverse out here. So it ain't just a we can't do it type of energy. We got to be willing to want to do it.
There you go. Shout out to all y'all. Right? Keep the faith. Keep the faith, as Adam Clayton Powell would say. Keep the faith, baby. There you go.
Well, I'm definitely going to keep the faith that I'm going to learn everything that we need to do just in case we need to strike here for the hundreds of workers that we got in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we got to get it together down here. Yeah, we behind. And Minneapolis has a very high, the cost of living over there is higher. So, it's I'm very familiar with that city, right? My wife is from St. Paul. So I can't even count the times that I've been to the cities. It's like I know parts over there, like I know parts of Milwaukee. So, but it's the cost of living is higher, but there's a lot of money over there too to get. So,
it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and it's always. I just said this last week when I brought my son back from his recruiting visit. If I went there 2 years ago, when I go there today, it's something new being built. I'm like, when they start doing that? Like, it's always something being built. That's why the skyline looks so much better than ours. But 414 versus everybody. Yeah. So shout out to you, Erica.
Go ahead,
represent.
I'm gonna hold it down for my city. I'll definitely hold it down. I've been out here talking about. I can't wait to tell the workers this back at home. I'm from Milwaukee. I'm the union organizer from Milwaukee. Because all eyes on me because I led that front line, protesting, chanting, and I brought everything that I ever learned from being on the front line in Milwaukee for 2.5 years straight.
Yep. Shout out to you.
Lemon soldier.
Rolling
soldier. I thought I told you.
Right, the biggest
And
Mamma
I'm gonna
Mia.
take that as a compliment.
It
Yeah,
is
that
a
was
That is
compliment.
definitely a compliment.
It is a compliment. I feel
Yeah.
like whatever you do, you know what I mean? Whatever you do, you should do it to the fullest. I see you doing that, Erica.
That's
That
right.
was a compliment.
speak about it, be about
Thank
it.
you.
Shout out to you, Erica.
Definitely.
Get with
I'm
us.
treating everybody the same. The corporate leaders to the janitors, they treat them all the same. God said.
There you go. That's what I said. I ain't God, but I did say that. I treat them all the same. I did say that on the show. Thank you for the credit. Right.
I wasn't giving you credit. I was giving all
I
praises
know.
to the Most High.
I was trying to get my props. I was trying to take mine too. Like, God know Kev need love
Well,
too, right? So it's all good.
I just wanted to touch bases because when I tuned in, you was talking about strong women, and I wanted to pat myself on the back a little bit. But I got to be back out on the strike line at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And if they don't sign that TA, I'll be back on the strike line at 7 a.m. the next morning.
There you go. Keep in touch with us. Let us know how it's going. Because we'll be back on Wednesday.
All right. I'll talk to y'all Wednesday then. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out to Erica. Just as I'm talking about Women's History Month, Erica lets us know women out here on the front lines.
Yeah, out here making history.
Come on, crazy. There wasn't no brothers there. Seduction Doll. Shout out to Seduction Doll. That's Shay and Kruma's wifey. She says, shout out to you all saying hey from Denver. Shout out to Black women. The love is real over here from us. We appreciate y'all, man. I do. Like I said, I've been on their platform. I have a great time when I go on there. I remember my Blog Talk days, and Black Blog Talk get fire. It gets wild. It gets lit, as the young people say. And so people go at it, man. And so I go on there sometimes, and I just try to say what I'm gonna say and get out the way, because somebody gonna throw something at you. You're gonna get hit with a bottle or something. Ace Cooley called them skinny jean gangsters. Right. It's a lot of time. She said, damn, Zesty, bit much, don't you think? The purse thing I just can't understand in the way he was hating.
Why is it a bit much by us saying that's Zesty, by him wearing a purse?
I think she was talking about his outfit was a bit much.
Oh, I thought she was saying like we was wrong for saying he
she said, who's dressing him? You're right, Ace. The cost of living is. I forgot, Ace. You've been up through that way. I forgot. Y'all don't even know I seen Ace on the trail years and years ago. We was both in school playing ball up there, and I went to middle school with him. So myself and my partner was in there, and I look and I say, "Is that Anthony Cooley?" He said, "Yeah, man." I couldn't believe it because I hadn't seen him since 8th grade. We had to be like seniors in college. We was way out in like South Dakota or some shit at a dive bar. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? It was funny. We'll be back Wednesday. I'm thinking, listen, I have to make this happen. I was supposed to have some other people on the show tonight, and I didn't call Sean. Shout out to Sean, because I was dealing with some other stuff before the show. But I've talked to KD. I'm gonna interview KD. Y'all, I'm gonna get this interview. I'm bringing KD, former Lynch Mob member, West Coast legendary rapper, iconic rapper, album Ass Gas or Cash. Way back in the days, I loved it. Movie, the soundtrack. Well, it wasn't on the soundtrack for Friday, but it was in the movie. His song "Hidden Corners." They were actually watching his video in Friday in the movie, and it was a dope song, though. So I'm gonna have KD on hopefully Wednesday. So right now the plan is to bring KD on and talk about some hip hop stuff. But you never know. You never know what we'll have coming up. Kamar, you got anything pressing going on this week? Side House of Vitality?
That's it, man. The House of Vitality. Pull up, y'all. Pull up. We got them deals. We got them juices. We got fresh squeezed juices, apple juice. We got Vitality there. All your favorite flavors, man. Come on down. I got deals. Y'all know me.
You had a smoothie with like 3 different fruit in it. I just got thirsty looking at the picture. Like, I want one of them.
I get creative every day. You know what I mean? I get creative every day. You pull up, it may be something, but you got to come early too, because they go fast.
Okay.
And see, I make the smoothies in the morning before I open up. So I make what I got for the day, and it is what it is. Or you can pre-order. So a lot of people will pre-order, you know what I mean? And I'll be able to make their smoothies in the morning, and they come and pick them up.
Okay. Real, anything. I know you just turned into Bob the Builder over the weekend. It seemed like putting on cabinet knobs and shit. I didn't even know that was in your repertoire. But what you got going this week?
Man, when you want to save money and shit got to be done.
You right?
So I'm gonna still be chipping away at this upper unit. Also, I got some sound foam and some lights. I'm about to try to convert one of my closets into a recording booth because you know, like I said, I've been working in the call center since 2008. So it's been 16 years now, and I always get so many compliments on my voice that I want to look into voice acting, and I figure I'll start with just doing the audio version of my book, 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope, because then I could offer it as an audio as well. But then I can add that to some sort of portfolio and see if there is an opportunity to come up on voice work and monetize my voice. I'm also gonna look into doing probably affirmation videos, like maybe do a YouTube channel doing affirmation videos and guided meditation and things like that. Just stuff to utilize my voice to help others on their healing journey and man, get paid.
At the end of the day, that's what's important.
Right. Helping and get paid.
Hey, I tell people all the time, being black ain't easy. It's a little dangerous, but it's lit, right? And so keep your head on a swivel when you out there in the community. Please be safe. Think twice, man, about your next action. I think when we start talking about how we should be operating as black people, and I don't know if this is a real word, but I'm gonna use it anyways. I believe in what I define as intentionality, right? My intentions are always good. I'm not leaving the house. I'm not existing to screw people over. I don't want to fuck people over. I don't want to fuck people up. I want to put my best foot forward. But like Kamar said, sometimes you got to go to your lower self to preserve yourself, right? So be the best you can, man. Try hard. Like I said, in a world where you could be anything, be somebody who gives a fuck. I'll see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love from the Outlaws, man.
Peace.